T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Let's jam into that, bro.
No, I love that intro. Yeah, I looked up ACC copyright free. That's where I found that song. I do get copyrighted for it, ironically. Ass.
Yes, but still good.
Yeah, can you see the thumbnail? Because it's showing me on Twitter or on YouTube. But then I share it on Twitter and I just have my.
Oh, on YouTube, I saw it.
It's a good thumbnail, right? Very wacky.
Let me double check here if it's the current one. Yeah, you have a fucked up face of Miles Morales, like with that cat face, sort of, but on Miles Morales. You got Spider-Man going, oh my god, and then you got Lizard going, and then we got our oopsie doopsie poopsie floopsie of the thing.
I don't think I'm having him go. It's like when he's like, I'm Lizard.
I'm thinking of it like, I don't know.
Yeah, well, we got some interesting stuff to talk about, Rookie, because I started wormholing from this oofy doofiness that we have mentioned together. Started wormholing a bit into that. And
Wormholing in between backholing. Of course.
yeah, and then I see this thing about lizards and people experiments, and it's like we've literally made a movie with the message to not do this. What? I know it wasn't a great movie, but Spider-Man taught us the lesson we needed.
We just watched the Hulk, and they used like animal experiments.
Yeah, regeneration.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The Spider-Man didn't hit it home enough. So did the Hulk. Gosh. My gosh. What is this world coming to?
Oh my god, I'm looking up this person. Let me find him on YouTube if you're still around. Hold on.
All right, that's all good.
Dashboard.
Yeah. I like our rock intros now, especially since I'm listening to rock stuff more and more.
Since you've unphagocyted yourself.
I'm becoming quite cultured, I would say. A little bit.
We're not.
No,
so
I'm just
different.
I'm just adding
You and
less.
I.
I'm just adding less lame music. So yeah, I had okay music, but you have that music for like 10 years, and it's like, well, sometimes you want something new.
Well, it's funny because like I have already been living with what you have for like what you're finding fresh for 15. So I'm like, this is great. Let's do another 15. It's all good over here.
I can see how these can last longer, but yeah, sometimes I feel like a different mood to have different types of stuff to hear. I like the guitars and how they sound and everything, but sometimes just a different song to throw in, different ones helps keep the mood balanced. I think, or different attitudes.
Yeah. I got a little surprise for you though. Find it.
All right. Well, I bet you do.
Where would I add this? Overlay.
Yeah. Justin keeps on wanting to know what my favorite ACD song is, but I can't pick one yet. I'm still seeing.
Oh, it's tough.
And I've only heard each of them like once, so I need to hear them. It's more.
Tough, but for me, it would probably be. I could whittle it down. It's either Touch Too Much, Let Me Put My Love Into You, Shot Down in Flames.
Oh yeah,
Hell's Bells is fucking amazing.
That one was surprisingly good too, and very different to the average ones.
It's a very unique ACD. That's the thing about Back in Black is like, yeah, they got a style, but that album especially is like the flow of it is so unique. All the songs are pretty unique for their discography, but this is the thumbnail I made for a video that will debut tomorrow.
Yes.
And I had fun.
I always wanted to be a man.
I was searching. I actually have content for you incels to enjoy tomorrow.
You got content?
Yeah. It's a video. We'll see if I make another one tomorrow night. We'll see.
Well, it's funny because you have like fucking 6 that you haven't made yet.
You're one to talk. I'm like,
I know. I have like 10.
You've already read it. I've already heard your review. Fucking let them have it.
I've got like 10 videos made and completed that I haven't posted. So what am I talking about? Yeah. Oh yeah. We got some meth gator.
Oh, that's on
that one.
That's Thomas Moira.
Dude,
or
I like it.
Stefani, or I don't know. He's Brazilian. I don't know if Thomas Moira is his character or if that's actually him. That's the problem.
Right. Well, my name isn't actually the Rookie Critic.
What?
You mean these 5 years was a lie? Your name isn't Meth Gator?
Let's see what this is really quick. Let's see who this
Sorry
guy
for the
is.
paper ruffling, guys. I'm organizing my content lists, so.
Oh man, what the hell? This guy
Won't let you
has
play.
no content.
Which guy?
What the hell? Let me look this up.
I don't know what schemes and scams you've got planned today, Angus.
Well, I'm essentially learning. I'm on Incel Wiki, which I didn't know was a thing, and right now I'm reading the article Incelosphere.
Do you think they named it themselves, or do you think that name was given to them by others?
Well, regardless, this is their website. Subjects related to the Incelosphere are deemed Incelospherian.
Oh.
And the more I'm reading, the more I'm just adding random incel-based tags, hoping it helps the viewership in the future. True cells is a word, whatever the hell that is.
Well,
I'm going to become an incelosphere lore expert.
Yeah, the incel community is well over millions, so
A true cell is assumed to be doomed into inceldom due to some unchangeable characteristics and/or physical features they possess. In parts of the incelosphere, hyper-focusing on lookism, parts of the black pill community, such characteristics are assumed to be primarily extreme ugliness, disfigurement, and high mutational load. With perhaps overlap from medceldom. Medceldom. Medcel is someone whose inceldom can be attributed to medical reasons. This can range from psychological, see mental cell, or physical reasons, see disabled cell. Due to the abuse that med cells often get from incelphobic activists, many med cells are simultaneously anti-ableist.
God, this is like the Jeremy's chocolate thing or whatever. Like, God damn it! Like, just stop with this. It's not helping anything.
Jeremy's chocolate.
We're not red pills. We're not these pills. We're this pill. We're that one, and now we're one of these. We're cripple phobic or some shit. It's just like, oh, God. I'll see you tonight at Incel O'Clock or something.
Right. So I found this Incel channel, but all of his content's gone. His channel's here, but he removed all his content. Let me see. The channel's Hell by the Dashboard Light. He was referred to in the Schlubby Hubby Theory wiki page, Incel Wiki. One of his commenters on his stream, on a community post, is DBDR, just a guy sharing his life experiences trying to get by. He's got 18,000 subs, so I'm just like, what the? Wow, what is this incel? I feel we're only going to get more inceldom as years go by. I am incel and I am proud.
Pretty much. Have you seen Shoe on Head's video?
Which, about men?
Yeah.
About whiny men?
Well, yeah, but I mean, it makes like the way that she gives the information, it makes sense.
That's why I'm saying.
Yeah, it's like, with technology and so many things where you don't need to be in contact with as many people and things are more convenient. You get the happy endorphins when people like something or whatever, online community kind of stuff. It's like very easy to have more incels, kind of.
Well, this is why I believe in what Ted Kaczynski promoted. He's a quote unquote terrorist, but I think he was really waking people up.
Was he the primordial incel?
I mean, you could claim.
Who was subject one?
Ted Kaczynski. Let me just educate you, rookie.
Educate me, Angus.
Kaczynski.
I'm sure we've talked about him before.
He's known as the Unabomber, and so I started looking into the Unabomber. What did he do? And he's awesome. I love him.
He dropped a dookie.
Honestly, I wish there was more Unabombers.
he dropped a dookie in the urinal in the boys' bathroom. That must be it.
All right. So, also known as the Unabomber, was an American mathematician and supposed domestic terrorist. He was a mathematics prodigy, but abandoned his academic career in 1969 to pursue a primitive lifestyle. Between 1978 and 1995, Kaczynski murdered 3 individuals and injured 23 others in nationwide mail bombing campaigns. I would say those campaigns were successful, unlike some Indiegogos, against people he believed to be advancing modern technology and the destruction of the natural environment. He authored Industrial Society and Its Future, a 35,000-word manifesto, and social critique opposing industrialization, rejecting leftism and advocating for a nature-centered form of anarchism. So, yeah, when Eric July promotes his ANCAP crap within his mortgaged home conveniences, think about what real anarchy is. A real ANCAP hero is Ted Kaczynski. In 1971, Ted Kaczynski moved to a remote cabin without electricity or running water near Lincoln, Montana, where he lived as a recluse while learning survival skills to become self-sufficient. After witnessing the destruction of the wilderness surrounding his cabin, he concluded that living in nature was becoming impossible and resolved to fight industrialization and its destruction of nature through terrorism. In 1979, Kaczynski became subject to what was, by the time of his arrest, the longest, most expensive investigation into the history of the FBI. The FBI used the case identifier Unabomb, University and Airline Bomber, before his identity was known, resulting in the media naming him the Unabomber. He sent a letter to New York Times promising to desist from terrorism if the Times or Washington Post published his manifesto, in which he argued that his bombings were extreme but necessary in attracting attention to the erosion of human freedom and dignity by modern technologies that require mass organization. The FBI and U.S. Attorney General Janet Reno pushed for the publication of the essay, which appeared in the Washington Post. Upon reading it, Kaczynski's brother recognized the prose style and reported suspicions to the FBI. After his arrest, Kaczynski maintained that he was sane, tried, and failed to dismiss his court-appointed lawyers because they wished him to plead insanity to avoid the death penalty. He pleaded guilty to all charges and was sentenced to 8 consecutive life terms without the possibility of parole, and then he died this year during Pride Month, unfortunately. So, a real American hero. I do say so. And no, MK Ultra, this like CIA experiment crap, he was apparently subject to that. So there's a lot of questions about did the CIA manipulate him and thus he's innocent?
Right.
But,
yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Anyway. Let's see what's going on. We got 2 people. Why aren't you commenting, a-holes? I don't know who you are.
One's most likely Karen.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
There you go.
Hello,
where do I remove this?
Minus 30.
No. Remove. I said remove. What the hell? There we go. I had to click other buttons.
Yes, other buttons exist.
But yeah, that was. So, do you think we should get into Spider-Man specific?
I think we're forgetting
or
something.
Oofy? What are we forgetting? Oh, yeah. Let me get my horn actually because I had to rinse it out.
The horny of solitude.
Is there something else besides that?
No.
All right. Hold on.
Just keeping to the tradition, of course. Having a drink of Rooski. Quite. Indubitably.
Oh, all right. Let me put my headphones on. No, it's funny because I had my horn ready by the sink. I just rinsed it out, but I was like, So tonight, I'm going to be enjoying some vanilla Coke. What is that? Vanilla is a common flavor.
Yeah, that you shouldn't mix with Coca-Cola.
No, it's enhancing the Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola's a good
It's
base.
not a Coca-Cola enhancer.
It is an enhancer. And then I'm enhancing it further with 90 proof coconut rum.
Coconut?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yummy in my tummy.
Ruining the drinks, but none are good to drink because it's vanilla and coconut, so never mind.
It's a Roman It's a tropical Roman Coke.
Tropical Roman, yes, of the tropics.
You know how
region.
famous the Romans were in the Caribbean.
Oh yeah, that's where they got their tans from. Of course. How else would we get Jack Sparrow?
I had that Jack Sparrow meme. Oh, the Jews. All right. Let me get this banner up. Brand. Here we go.
The horn of ceremony.
Now we must imbibe. Show honor to the gods.
This concludes the horn of ceremony.
And there it is.
Well, it's just like, what an epic intro. And then 3 seconds later,
now it's
over. Yeah.
That's the joke.
It's like, let's all get, like, I'm picturing people gathering at a stadium and an arena. There's like 10,000 people seating. Let us see this giant moment. Rock, paper, scissors. And they've won. And that's it. Everybody go home. Done.
All right, get the fuck out of here.
We're done. They did that with South Park or whatever. They're like going to a girls' volleyball game and like, oh no, what's going to happen? And they're all commenting on them doing if they're going to kneel or not for the Pledge of Allegiance or the fucking Pledge of Allegiance. Wow. National anthem. And then after that's done,
Go on, America. We do things.
Yep. And then as soon as the national anthem's over, then before the game starts, everybody leaves. Like, all right, that was intense.
Oh, because of the protests?
Yeah. They're like, they're gonna see if like the black one was gonna kneel or not. Who was all gonna kneel? And then once that was over, they're like, all right, we're
dude,
done.
that's all the phony fans that like want to be activists. Which honestly, there is wiggle room to advocate for causes that you're not necessarily in platforms that you're not interested in, like it would be worthwhile to argue about so if I saw some big thing in baseball about some sort of like contract injustice screwing players, especially young guys, undrafted agents and whatnot, I would voice my support for those little guys getting screwed over by the unions. But outside of that, I have no idea about anything about baseball. Don't really care. Maybe I'll catch the World Series highlights. I don't care. Baseball, why would I want to watch Mexicans hit touchdowns? Nonsense.
Yeah.
But it's, it's like, I understand a base level of sports.
Yeah.
And there's room to be like, well, I was just totally blind about this field, but they're getting screwed over. So let's support those workers and you actually educate yourself. But usually what happens is people like, oh yeah, women should get paid the same as men in soccer. It's like, no one watches women, you idiot. There's no money. They're getting paid what they're worth.
Exactly, or in basketball, which is funny. On Hulu, there's a commercial. One of them was like a WNBA player, I guess, that like afterward like puts on different clothes, and she has like some girl fan that watches it. It's like, wow, I'm gonna try to get clothes like that too. I'm like, there's a fan that watches women's basketball and is inspired. That's crazy. I'm surprised the WNBA chick can afford clothing like that to wear.
Fed.
Like. I forget, there was some meme where there was like, wow, we get it. We've done so great for women's rights. Now WNBA players get to win the championship, $5,000 split between us. Like, I think it's an SNL one or something. they're like, yes, we've done so much strides. Now it's up to $5,000 we can win. It's
funny how triggered these women on like newscasts. So they'll bring us up on normal news. And it'll be like, all women, they've rigged this, of course, because they want blood sports. Mm-hmm. And it's either going to be a man fucking bending the knee to women, or he'll actually hold his own. And I can't. Are you serious? As soon as that happens, regardless if you, a man, agree with the man arguing, once that happens, that guy has won the frame of the argument and thus won the argument. Are you kidding me?
Those women should be paid the same as like Michael Jordan and LeBron James and stuff. They should it'd be like, name one woman player
Proportionally, sure.
But like
for their baby pot.
Like I wonder if they could compare like the top star WNBA players against like the lowest of the NBA players, and would they even be better than that?
Well, we already know, like, high school soccer boys beat women's soccer. Also, MLS, they got like some marathon, I guess, to watch the like World Cup or whatever the hell's going on, the championship, the like run of the playoffs to it. I don't know if it's supposed to be international or if this is, because I thought that was every 4 years. It is international.
I think,
but
so,
I thought that was
usually.
every 4 years.
I don't know.
Well, yeah, it's confusing. And then we got national, of course. So whatever. But it says like an unmissable marathon. It's like, I don't know. Megan Rapinoe literally missed over the net.
I mean, I grew up playing soccer, and I've never watched soccer. Like it was
Watching
never anything.
Soccer is pretty good. I watched some retard soccer, Special Olympics. I was stuck in a hospital, and that was all that was on. And
yeah, but I mean, in general, you're not going to go, you know what? If I could watch anything else, would I watch soccer? No. It's usually like when you're kind of forced to, like you're in a hospital or something.
Right, you're like, wow, this is really good. It's like, oh, hey, here's the remote. Oh, thank God.
Yeah, you could choose to watch something else. I'll watch the Spanish channel. I don't care. Let's watch something else. Yes.
I totally missed it.
Damn it. Shut up, cat. Fuck. You don't need nothing. We want love to get up here. No wine down there. Yeah, we could do the Spider-Man thing first. Why not?
Okay. It's not actually Spider-Man at all, but
taking me by surprise.
well, okay, first off, let me share. So I'm going to read you the abstract of the actual paper from hold on, let me, those are boobs.
Boobs are good.
They are, but not what I'm looking
things.
for.
Good things for mankind, good for the health.
It should be culture crave.
Totally.
Let me scroll down. Oh, remember how we found out about Wonder Woman 3?
I think so.
Right. Well, Warner Bros. Via Variety says Wonder Woman 3 is reportedly not in development.
I was about to say, I was like, didn't they cancel that because it's not in any plans because it's Snyder?
So there's pictures of comments. So someone says, any word on Gal Gadot? Did you have a meeting with her yet? And by the way, thus will be interesting. Let's go. James Gunn directly says, yes, we met with her weeks ago. I don't know how old this is.
Well, they're obviously completing a drug deal, not filming Wonder Woman 3, you know.
So someone says about letting Gal go, and he's like, we didn't let Gal go. Ezra's movie is already made. Henry doesn't fit what I have for Superman. Well, it's funny because then they're like, Deadline also says the film is not working. But it's like, yeah, Variety, Deadline, they're all owned by the same company. So it's like Penske Media. So
right.
It's just their individual little worker bees for their respective hives, but it's all one mothership hive.
In a way, it's like same with ESPN and Disney, right?
All right, what?
ESPN's owned by Disney as well.
Yeah, that's been ABC. For a while though, because ESPN's with like ABC. So yeah,
I'm surprised they haven't had football players with like Avengers jerseys.
That would be smart. I feel like the infographics on like NFL games they've done, and then of course like I remember it was Giants Eagles, so it was already a big deal. We were wearing our black jerseys, but also it was like, this is the drop of the Last Jedi trailer, and during halftime.
Or if like some
And
of
it's
the
like, why
players,
would they
like,
show this in football? It's like they own ESPN.
or if like they do their touchdown things based on moves, like I'm going to do the Loki toss, the whole Loki toss or some shit. I'm going to do the Thor.
I think people would
the Stark does. Is that your mother's drapes?
Now, I think if someone did the like Loki back and forth ragdoll, they would think he was like whipping the ground or something.
I don't know,
Especially 'cause those
maybe he lifts up a smaller person and does that to them or something. I don't know.
No, fake news.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Yep. So that's interesting news about Wonder Woman, and it's just funny because like, who wants that crap anyway? You saw that post I had where it's like name a bigger downgrade, and it's like Linda Carter versus Gal. It's like Gal is pretty, so it's not an easy. Oh, what a downgrade! It's not even about Zack Snyder necessarily, but it's like Gal Gadot is like a model. It's like you could argue engineered beauty versus Linda Carter is like natural. She's got a youthful, feminine face. She's got ample breasts. It's like they're having to like constrain her boobage versus Gal Gadot. They have to like push it up and make it up with padding.
Or artificial sort of creating the illusion that Gal Gadot is like a super babe.
Let's see. Oppenheimer has crossed 600 million, so it's on pace to possibly match Inception's box office, which is crazy.
That's cool.
Let me find this. Okay. So what got me interested in this is scientists. Let me share this. Share. Scientists are looking into how lizards regenerate their tails to try and achieve similar results for human cartilage.
I thought you said wizards for a sec. I was off screen. I said wizards.
A team of researchers from USC have published the first detailed description of the interplay between two cell types that allows lizards to regenerate their tails. The discovery could provide insight for researchers studying how to rebuild cartilage damage by osteoarthritis in humans, a degenerative and debilitating disease that affects 32 million adults. They hope to test where they can induce cartilage building in mammals, beginning with mice, using the techniques they employed in their experiments on lizard limbs.
So it begins. That's my thing.
All right. So I'm going to read you this abstract, and then we'll read a simplified Sky News article explaining this.
Sky News.
But it's funny because I haven't read scientific articles in a long time since college, so it's just funny trying to fluidly read this jargon.
That should just make it all the more fun.
All right. So this is from Nature Communications. Article called Single Cell Analysis of Lizard Blastema Fibroblast Reveals Phagocyte-Dependent Activation of Hedgehog Responsive Chondrogenesis.
All right.
Oh, I love that article.
That was the title. Oh,
that was a banger.
The starting sentence.
No, here's the abstract. Lizards cannot naturally regenerate limbs, but are the closest known relatives of mammals capable of epimorphic tail regrowth. However, the mechanisms regulating lizard blastema formation and chondrogenesis remains unclear. Here, single-cell RNA sequencing analysis of regenerating lizard tails identifies fibroblast and phagocyte populations linked to cartilage formation. If I'm not mistaken, a phagocyte is like a white blood cell.
Okay.
Pseudotime trajectory analysis suggests activated fibroblasts are as blastema cell sources with subsets exhibiting expression and chondrogenic potential. Tail blastema, but not limb fibroblasts, express and form cartilage under hedgehog signaling regulation. Depletion of phagocytes inhibits blastema formation, but treatment with parasitic phagocyte conditioned media rescues blastema chondrogenesis, and cartilage formation in amputated limbs. The results indicate a hierarchy of phagocyte-induced fibroblast gene activations during lizard blastema formation, culminating in prochondrogenic populations singularly responsive to hedgehog signaling. These properties distinguish lizard blastema cells from homeostatic and injury-stimulated fibroblasts and indicate potential actionable targets for inducing regeneration in other species, including humans.
Interesting.
What?
That was words.
Exactly. Let me, if I like that, so it'll be saved. Let me share this normal news article to try to explain.
Relatively, yeah. Normal.
New insight into how magical lizards regrow tails could offer hope for arthritis sufferers, study suggests. Translating a lizard's rare regenerative abilities to humans may sound like a comic book origin story. Spoiler, it is. But researchers believe it could be life-changing for people who suffer from conditions like arthritis. Study into how lizards regenerate through tails could boost efforts to achieve similar results in human cartilage. Writing in the Nature Communications Journal, experts at the University of Southern California offered the first ever detailed description of how two cell types coordinate to help reptiles get their appendages back. Professor Lozito, one of the authors, said this magical ability to replace bone as the main structural tissue could provide insight for future studies into how to rebuild cartilage damaged by osteoarthritis. The degenerative disease, which is the most common form of arthritis in the UK, causes swelling and tenderness in people's joints and has no cure. Translating a lizard's rare regenerative abilities to humans may, how could it be done? Lizards are among the only higher vertebrates capable of regenerating cartilage that does not turn to bone. They are also the closest relative to mammals that can regrow an appendage with multiple tissue types. Professor Lozito's team determined cells called fibroblasts, which help build tissue, are the vital cell type that make up a lizard's almost exclusively cartilage-based new tail. They also found the immune cell septoplast plays a key role in inhibiting scarring, allowing regeneration to happen. So they got some sort of like cheat code to not just like, it's a stub, grow around the stub.
Right.
Given what they learned, the team tested whether they could recreate the regenerative process in lizard limbs, which, unlike tails, do not grow back. Septoplasts were extracted from the tails and implanted into limbs and successfully induced cartilage building. This represents an important step because we need to understand the process in great detail before we can try to recreate it in mammals. The team now hopes to test where they can induce cartilage building in mice using the same methods.
All right. They've done the thing where
Interesting stuff, right?
They've grown like an ear on a mouse before, or
Or a
something.
penis.
Penis, you know that one. Penis. Oh, that's my penis.
Stop! Catch my penis.
How do you know what your teacher's penis looks like? Try to catch it with some cheese. I got you. You're not my penis. South Park is good.
Surprised no one has memed that for like Pride Month groomer talk.
It's a good one. Or even the one with, where Ike sleeps with his teacher.
Right.
Miss
Now,
Stevenson. That's the one where the nice comes from. The nice meme. Of course. We have some interesting info in the chat.
Yeah, you.
Of course. Yeah.
cells?
Poop cells. Yes.
I'm good.
Yeah. You can make more poop.
Oh yeah, I gotta go to my notifications and find this person.
Oh yeah, baby.
Here we go.
Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, baby.
Whoa.
Baby. Yeah. Also, guys, the Fat Speedster episode 2 is out. You can check that when you feel it.
Find this video that will kick off our incel talk.
The secret is we've already been inselling because ever since we started. There we go. But then again, if people choose to be an incel, then are they involuntarily celibate? Or is that just when they're celibate?
No comment.
It's like, let's change the definitions to be like, I choose to be an incel. That means you're voluntarily choosing to not have sex.
All right, so there's this girl, Strawberry Milk, and she's got a fat boyfriend, and someone says, "What am I doing wrong?"
Excuse me.
And so she's teaching them these like white boy dances, and everyone's like, "How is this guy getting this kind of girl?" This is a conversation going on.
Yeah, lately it's been a thing coming up. Even Shad Angus made a little video, and I did not watch it, but
we'll have to.
After she went.
Wait.
No. In favor of like is like giving hope for men or something. Like he's talking about his family and stuff. I assume he's got like 9 kids or something.
Or maybe it's just he's lucky that he was around before mass online dating apps.
That's possible too. Yeah.
Shadiversity. Is it on the Shad channel or?
It's on the Night's Watch channel. He does only the
Night's
weapon
Watch.
stuff on the Shad channel. Did you have something else in mind to take us?
No. We're gonna look over the.
Because I don't know if his will be like react worthy enough, but I don't know.
Oh, I've got reaction faces ready.
Do you have mine though? That I have. I need to send you. I have like 300 react faces now that I didn't.
34 minutes
that I haven't made yet. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know.
34 minutes. Oh my god!
I don't know what you're planning here.
Seldom. Oh god!
What is you planning here?
No, I was looking over his thing before I pull up the.
Yeah, I thought that the pink-haired chick was Belle Delphine for a minute. I was like, what? Why'd you going with that now?
Oh, that'd be good. Let me see. Here we go. So, oofy doofy theory.
Oofy doofy smoking Pepsi.
Now, let me see if this theory is on YouTube at all. Oofy doofy theory debunked. Oofy doofy is law. # black pill. # cope. This proves oofy doofy theoro, bro. Get wrecked, black pillars. Or 19 explanation for the oofy doofy theory. Oofy doofy theory confirmed. Oofy doofy guy simps for 1 year just to get into a relationship. Oh man, we got a whole new market to corner.
I know, right? Seriously.
All right, let's dig into oofy doofy on Incel's wiki. The oofy doofy theory is a theory on how the modern dating market works, associated with the TFL subculture of incels. That is true forced loneliness. Predominantly black YouTube vlogging community. A subgroup of incels formed in 2008 by the 3 old age YouTubers. Whatever. This theory claims that women prefer to date and have relationships with men who are mediocre looking, agreeable, or unassertive, effeminate, and generally low in perceived mate quality, as compared to black pill and red pill derived incel theories that emphasize women's tendency towards hypergamous mating. This theory is largely based on anecdotal evidence and arguments proposed by several TFL, true forced loneliness vloggers, who seem to be the originator of the theory and the term.
I feel ready before we get further into it, if we're guessing anything like why this would come to the conclusion, probably because they don't see their men as like a threat to like getting other women. I would assume already. Like, okay, if I pick you, I mean, it's not like
it's a safety.
Not like I'm going to be competing with 15 other women here. At worst, there might be one other one that tries to get you if you make money, but yeah, not. Not likely.
It's just an extension of beta bucks.
Exactly. It's like another branch off that tree. And I was thinking
The
the same,
Israeli academic and narcissism expert Sam Vankin has also promoted a version of oofy doofy theory in several of his videos, and in one of his, let me add this name to my
who came up
tags.
with the name of Oofy Doofy? Like, who came up with that's the thing? It's the Oofy Doofy, dude. It's the Oofy Doofy theory, bro.
Oof.
We pulled a little Oofy Doofy on that one, didn't you, Becca? Something just.
I'm adding all these to
Whoops.
tags. One of his official publications where he claims that women prefer beta males even for short-term relationships, which he argues generally involve an aspect of familiarity. Most online incels disagree with this theory and believe women prefer to mate with good-looking men when they get the chance to do so. A version of this theory is the schlubby hubby theory.
What?
So,
Well, the
we're
dad
gonna
bod
dig into
theory. Is
this.
that the dad bod thing?
Somewhat what I've read. Subset of oofy doofy theory that describes the type of man that is typically married or in a long-term relationship. This new controversial theory comes from a YouTuber. The schlub is often referred to as simp or mangina, but this particular term details what it actually means to be one. The YouTuber Hell claims that most women in the West will override their hypergamous nature to settle down with an unremarkable man. This man in question is usually subservient, also described as a people pleaser. The schlub will never argue or get into conflict unless he absolutely has to. And this pacifist attitude is something women can use to their advantage. Modern day women are extremely competitive, and they purposely seek out those type of men to feel better about their pedigree and accomplishments. This also explains why women are typically drawn to hippies, stoners, punks, and other losers. They should feel more confident with the guy that's not fully mentally developed and is often lacking self-awareness. So, going back to Oofy Doofy. Overview. Oofy Doofy is largely expounded by vloggers who recount their personal observations of men who are the opposite of the Chad ideal promoted by the manosphere, achieving unlikely sexual success. Many of these vlogs take on a sardonic or facetious. Yeah, it's spelled facetious.
Yeah.
She's facetious tone, and it's hard to tell whether these vloggers genuinely agree with the oofy doofy theory or just trolling the more autistic and hyperbolic theories of how the mating market works, promulgated in several of the online incel spaces. Though others do appear to take the theory completely seriously. What type of men are considered oofy doofies also varies greatly, with some proponents even claiming certain conventionally attractive men who aren't deemed sufficiently masculine are oofy doofies. Proponents of the theory generally rely on anecdotal evidence to support their claims, generally in the form of posting videos of average-looking or ugly men, which they dub oofy doofies, consorting with women above their looks match. While proponents vary in their claims of what constitutes an oofy doofy or what it is about these men that makes them supposedly so attractive to women, however, general things include looks are either only a small portion of what women look for in a male partner, or women are actually selecting for less attractive men and rejecting good-looking or masculine men. They argue this is either out of female insecurity or because they think handsome men are more likely to be players. Most oofy doofy proponents argue that very ugly men will still be incel, though some contradict themselves here, as they often regale viewers with tales of women dating and reproducing with veritable walking abominations for rhetorical and comedic effect. Feminism has made women more masculine, agentic, I don't know that word, and competitive, and raise their social status. As a consequence, women generally do not desire to submit to men in traditional monogamous relationships, but seek out easily manipulated and passive men to enter relationships with. Women have become men. There is an unknown factor that drives mating success that is not easily perceivable. Some oofy doofy theorists argue. I like how this is like quantum.
It's like it's such a
theory.
silly name. It's such a silly name followed by the word theory, which is like usually science and math or something. It's like this oofy doofy theory.
The oofy doofy Oppenheimer.
The goofy goosey doopy poo.
Argue this unknown factor is pheromones, immune system compatibility genes, blood factors, or a man's physiognomy. I always fuck up that word. As distinct from his female evaluated physical attractiveness. Women have a natural mothering instinct, which has gone haywire due to evolutionary mismatches. And they now expend this instinct on relationships with their pets and sad case men instead of bearing children. That is an interesting
I never heard that one. That kind of makes
proposal.
sense,
This is where you get
I've not heard
mama
of that
boys.
one, but that does kind of make a lot of sense.
This
Kinda
is
like
the
people are
inverse
these
of
days.
mama's boys, where it's like weird, like misaligned nesting. This is interesting.
Yeah.
Incels are
Would've
weird,
thought.
but like there's moments of brilliance in this article.
I was about to say, who would have thought we got that little nugget out of there? It was pretty good. So.
Some oofy doofy theorists promote men feigning physical sickness or mental incapability and vulnerability as a game tactic to get pussy.
Imagine telling your mom, imagine being just that alone. Hey, so what do you do for a living? I'm a professional oofy goofy theorist. Or something. Just I study science and weather or the nature engineering or something. It's like I'm a oofy doofy.
Yeah.
No.
In the natural
this might
order,
save humanity. Understanding this might save humanity, Angus.
In the natural order, many incels or TFL men would be high status and sexually successful men, but women's attraction to oofy doofies has rendered these men incel, at least in Western society. They agree with the black pill in that they argue there is a natural genetic hierarchy where men with good genes or other desirable genetic traits are more sexually desirable, but argue this has been subverted by feminist brainwashing, which they argue overpowers women's biological impulses due to women's more conformist and agreeable nature. So oofy doofy theory can be seen as an inverted version of the black pill with similar ideological or epistemological priors. Modern women's mate choices are overwhelmingly dysgenic, and women sexually selecting for oofy doofies instead of masculine dominant men result in a deterioration of the human gene pool. Just be white theory is false, and white women and women in general actually prefer to date non-white men, especially when these men are ugly, effeminate, as women have supposedly been brainwashed by anti-racism propaganda, a viewpoint mainly pushed by Hugh La Traviata and Hell by Dashboard. Online dating experiments that show handsome men getting heightened levels of attention from women are unreliable as they do not follow through to real dates or sexual intercourse. Moreover, they argue that these women are mostly flirting, matching with this men out of a desire for validation, do not intend to seriously pursue relationships with them. See also Schlubby Hubby Theory, Soy Boy, Simp, Black Pill, TFL, and Eugenics. Insightful, huh?
Quite insightful indeed.
Let's go to Incel Wiki, just the front.
So
welcome to Incel Wiki.
While they start teaching children about the different genders and sex, they should also teach them about incels in the kindergarten room. Why not?
Incel is an academic sociological term that is short for involuntary celibate or involuntary celibacy. An adverse life circumstance. An analogy many incels often find elucidating would be comparing the state of lifelong inceldom to other common adverse life circumstances, such as poverty. Inceldom was recognized in academia as a sociological phenomenon in the landmark Donnell study published in 2001. Many further peer-reviewed academic papers have since been written, portraying incel as a mostly adverse life circumstance rather than exclusively describing a specific internet subculture. I like roughly 51% do not have a steady partner, roughly 30% are often always lonely, and roughly 22% have no friends. Interesting stuff here.
Yes.
Interesting.
Quite. How is this going to change your life now, Angus?
Oh, it's not. Not at all. I just bought a washing machine. It's going to be here Monday, supposedly. So.
Oh, yes. Yeah, there's plenty of other replacements people have. Like they said, there's animals. There's AI now. Who needs anything, right? So
your first thing was animals.
Well, because they said pet.
Are you trying to tell me something, Ricky?
No, but in the article they said pet. They said they try to make pets and other relationships and like as their replacement for having a child or something.
Oh, no, I thought you were talking about incels. It's like, well, there's other options.
No.
Animals.
No.
I was like,
No, I was saying
you're not wrong.
In
It's
their
just
relation,
you
in
don't
their
say
rela-
that.
in their relationship keeping. In their terms of relationship keeping. Yeah.
You see where the wires got crossed.
I see, yes. I see. Well, it's funny too, because it's like, like I've done online dating and I have met some chicks, but they're fucking insane that I wasn't gonna have fucking sex with them. So it's like, it's like, oh, you incel or something. I'd be like, no, I didn't want to have sex with these chicks. Are fucking crazy. Like, but then there's and it's funny now, there's like wasn't there the trans ones? They're like, if you don't have sex with them, then they're transphobic. Like if there's like a lesbian or something, they're like, God, if you don't have sex with my penis, then you're being transphobic or something. The funny stuff these days. Interesting predicaments these days.
Oh my god.
And do you think that if online dating were to like entirely go away overnight, that the odds of people finding relationships would increase or decrease?
Sorry, repeat that.
I said if online dating were to just disappear overnight, like you can't search via any of the online dating apps or whatever, do you think that the odds of people finding people for relationships would increase or decrease?
I mean, you still got gaming, still got YouTube, Twitter, Kick, Twitch, you got streaming.
There's so many things that they want you to do to not leave your house. Like,
well, honestly, this was all in, to some degree, all of this stuff has been engineered. It's not that every little cog was like planned, but
some of it could have been
things have like, oh, I see the use here. Why do you think they pay psychologists to target you as a drug user?
No, I got you. I mean, they might have
a user.
Yeah, they might have. I imagine that with some of the stuff, it was a genuine. They see a need for something in this one field, but then other people find it and then do whatever else with it, and then make it like, oh god, shit, whoops. Whoopsie poopsie.
Yeah.
You got a little
I'm sending you memes to look at. You carry on.
We got Hoff in the chat. What's
Whoa,
up,
boss man.
Mr. Hofstedt.
In the
Did you miss our incel article from Incelopedia?
You totally missed the incel. We'll have to watch the replay and educate himself about oofy doofy theory.
Yeah, oofy doofy theorists have a lot to say on the matter, and imagine having that be that's your job. Yep. Hey, my other peers are in weather and science and engineering and other things for theorizing stuff and whatever. I'm in the oofy doofy sector. Why not? Why not? But
I love when I find memes and it's like a day later. I'm like, aha! It's like it's new. I'm still laughing.
New again.
I'm so funny for saving that.
Even more perfect than before.
Exactly.
That's all we needed.
Oh, this was crazy. And yeah, Huff, how you doing? I was going to hit you up later. We should try to hang out Monday if you're down. Ooh, Ricky, we got a minute left. Left for the bid for the big thing.
Are you ready for it? Are you there? You got your hand on the clicker. Your hand on the clicker. Yeah. Did you like the Venom Wolverine statue female thing that I sent you?
Yeah, I would be. I'd be cautiously optimistic about a blowjob.
Right, but you'd consider. What are the factors?
That was my first thought. I was like, it's like scary but exciting blowjob.
It's not a no, but it's not
exactly.
A yes.
Exactly. It's like that was my first thought.
Exactly. What other thoughts would you just come up with?
Paul says, I hate I got here late. Well, don't be. You're not very boss of you, boss. Boss Hoff. Dude, you should totally make that a gimmick, Hoff. Dukes of Hazzard, Boss Hog. You should be Boss Hoff. And just meme yourself and like get a white suit, a white country suit, and a white cowboy hat. Get you a white Cadillac and be Boss. Ooh, fuck, people are starting to bid on it. Fuck me.
Fuck you, Mom. All right.
Going for it.
You're in a bidding war. All right, let's go. Let us win. Should we tell them what you're betting on?
No.
No. It's definitely our dignity that we're bidding on. Faux show. No. We watched the Hulk yesterday. The 2003 Hulkaroonie. That was better than I remember. It's all right.
So I can cancel if you want, Rookie, but it's going to be...
Yeah, that'd be fine. Whatever you feel, whatever your judgment is, because you know what you're doing with this stuff. So that's up to you.
It's
up to you. If it gets too high, it's like, oh, fuck it, then no. You win,
be
you lose.
$350 for each of
Boss.
us.
Yep. Boss off.
Boss off. Oh, hey, I was in the spice section because I'm a normal person that likes to season my food, and so I'm educated, and I'm
Spice.
always
I thought you said
further
spy.
educating.
They said the spy section.
Always further educating myself about available spices to apply to food. Because I'm not a food incel like Rookie.
Well, and again, you're using it wrong. I voluntarily am a food incel. So
Still makes you an incel.
that's just a food cell. I'm just a food cell at that point.
Anyway, there is a spice. The brand is like Boss. I thought I meant to post it like a week or two ago on Twitter and tag Hoff. Boss. Pit Boss Grill. It's Pit Boss seasoning, but the Boss is what stands out. It says it's like Pit Boss is like the brand. It's like a little like Chef Boyardee logo on the label, but then it says Boss Rub.
The boss boy.
Let me share
Sending you
this.
some memes too while we're at it.
Oh God, inferior memes.
There's the incel. Sure.
Here it is, Hoff. Boss Rub. Available at Kroger, I think, or Meijer or Target. Not Target. Maybe if you have a super Target, maybe, but I think it's all at Walmart or you can finance it for 0% financing on Affirm. Pre-qualify now, Rookie. Pre-qualify for your spices.
I have a couple of spices that I put on my steak. That's the herb. Some Brazilian steakhouse. Delicious.
Yeah, screenshot this and send it to you so you know I'm not chipping you, the Rookie, the critic, and you can send me the money.
No, you went for
I
it?
haven't paid for it yet. I have time. I don't have to do it instantly.
Okay.
But honestly, it's not that bad of a markup for what it is. And the other listings I showed you like twice that.
Okay.
Because the other one sold for about, like the other one I was watching started around the same price, and then it sold for about this price in the bids. So,
All right, not bad then. First, I was like $38, but I guess it says on a different thing up there. But now I see. Okay. Cool. Angus seems to have left now. I don't know how long he's been gone for. But that's okay. So Hoff, it's just you and me, it seems, for the next little bit. Don't know why he done left. His internet's probably being stupid, but that's all good. It's all about the boss mentality. Hoff sauce.
Boss Rub is what you give the ladies.
Oh, good boy there. Good boy.
Your secret herbs and spices, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see some more memes here before I.
All right, we're almost going to enter the Hall of Memes, like the Museum of Tolerance.
You can start off with what you got so far.
Okie dokie. Let me see here.
But yeah, Hoff, you want the link? So I'll send it to you. You can join.
Beep, 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 beep. All right. I don't have the thingy up on the Chrome, so I have to do it on the full screen share instead of just the little bit. So let me see here. It's been forever. All right, entire screen, and now I gotta share the audio. There we go, and skablam.
Oh, if y'all are wondering, Hoff, what we're going 50 on to bid, it's it's a slave Leia statue. Somehow Rookie never heard about Disney canceled any slave Leia merchandise, thus making it even more coveted.
Yeah, I thought they just still sell them. Like, why not?
No, yeah, you can sell them on eBay, but Disney doesn't make slave Leia anymore. You can't get slave Leia merch. Oh man, I gotta educate. Let me look this up. Disney.
Yeah, while you're doing that, I'm playing this little video here.
Leia.
Cool.
All right.
All right. Yeah, little dog poking his mouth. Like, okay, not biting, not doing nothing.
Fucking pit bull. Why would you?
Yeah, but he's like, okay, not doing nothing. A little cute. Fucking gets.
I was scared for this pit bull owner.
Yeah, no, little chihuahua was a little freaking animal. I thought you'd like this one, Angus.
Oh God, this is like a random.
Have you ever had it like this before? No, you're a virgin. All the next.
It's like her first drink here or something or whatever. She's like, oh my gosh, so excited. This is so great. Okay, first time.
Your cherry. Lips on the tip, stuck on the hole for me. That's right, you nasty little face. Show it to you.
It's just like, what the fuck? Okay, you're at a random Renaissance thing.
You didn't like that. You love it. Oh, you love sucking while your friends watch.
How is she not laughing?
Look at me as you choke and finish and swallow.
Send that to me.
Finish and swallow this for me. Good.
Oh wait, you
Like,
already
Jesus
did.
Christ. And the person that's filming is like the redhead chick's son or something. So it's like even more like, oh my gosh, that's funny.
Birdie SoCal. All right, I gotta go like this so it's saved in my. Oh my God.
And this one's just a big old puppy. She's looking at the baby. Just big old smile. Yeah.
Hold on. Birdie SoCal. Hold on. Birdie
Okay.
SoCal. All right. Continue.
You got it. Yeah. I don't know if you saw the.
Oh, let me send this link to Hoff real quick.
Of course.
Where are you, Hoff? Hoff cast, Hoff ass, Twitter.
So many fun names to play with for him.
There you go.
Show
Send you a
me.
link. All right. Looking at the screen. All right.
Just a big old puppy. Big old smile.
Fuck that.
You're like, he's gonna eat lunch.
Right. It's like there's loads of pit bull eating children memes for a reason.
Yeah.
It's disproportionate. Even if you adjust it, I think, for like if the owners are like drug dealers or dog fighting them.
Yeah.
Even if you adjust it, I think it's very disproportionate that breed attacks children.
Probably, most likely. This one video from Razor Fist. It's like 3 minutes long, but and it's from a really old movie, so I don't think you'd get copyright on it. But
Probably will, so we'll just comment.
it's
in
something
between.
about drug or about gun control or something, where she's like, you don't
Oh,
need to have
God.
violence at all.
Oh, this is Have Gun Will Travel.
It's what?
It's a bounty hunter show called Have Gun Will Travel. It was his business card.
Okay, yeah, I never.
About that,
You got a gun.
Well, what about it?
I'm against it.
So am I.
I'm serious.
So am I.
You seem like a gentleman. Why should you have to carry a gun?
Because in the world around us, there are a number of men who are not gentlemen.
It's like already, it's like this is how old, and like
Derp.
well, this stupid conversation is still going on today. Like seriously, like
I mean,
like,
back then, half of it, like, just, especially my interest in cowboys. I hate Dallas, but like the actual template of cowboy is so interesting. It's like one of the ultimate just roughing it archetypes of history. Especially it's the perfect blend of industrialism it's like the Greeks. The Greeks were a high society that were still subject every day to the natural world, no matter your standing in the world. And more or less, you've had fluctuations like that into the medieval times. And then after that, Renaissance is when you start seeing real disparity with like disease and famine and your hierarchy status. But anyway, it's very interesting too. It's like half the reason to have a gun back then was just to eat or to kill predators attacking you. And then, like, I don't know, let's say 25% variability more or less would be gunmen that would rob you, or Indians that would try to slaughter you because you're fucking white.
Or like it's just simply to look slightly intimidating, like, oh well, that guy has a gun, I'm not gonna fuck with him, if he doesn't have a gun. That's easy pickings, like, kind of a thing.
Yeah, half of, like, at least probably half or more theft deterrence at stores today is just being seen by a worker in uniform deters so much of the theft. And just think if the workers had guns.
Exactly. Back in the day, they could defend themselves.
Chosen to be one of them. You go on killing. I'm sorry. I should be fair. I don't know that you've killed anyone.
So I have.
So you'll go on killing.
So you'll go on killing, Angus. You'll continue to be a killer. It's just like, it's like when I got robbed at Subway, it's like if I had a gun, that guy would have fucking deserved it. Like, you kidding me? Like, he shot it at the fucking ceiling and pointed that gun in my face. Like,
I believe you, but my Tommy gun don't.
Tommy gun don't. Yeah. It's just like, it's seriously like, I forget if it might have been one of the movies we were watching or something else, but it's like, even they're like, can I even have like a pistol to like hunt some rabbits or something? It's something about like guns or bullets, ammo they need or something. It was just like, he's like, can I get a better gun? He's like, that pistol should do fine. You can hunt, some small game or whatever while you're out here, like something, just like, if anything. But I mean, God, still just the attitude.
Until someone or something makes you understand.
Understand what?
That the only way to end it is to stop the violence, take away the weapons.
We're gonna kill.
It's like that mindset.
I'll tell the criminal.
Just stop the violence, stop the weapons. That's what we wish things would be like. And I love how even like Star Wars plays with that sort of as like, we're the peacekeepers. Well, but you have weapons. Well, yeah, to help keep the fucking peace, because if we don't, everybody's gonna die. Like, what do you?
Yeah, I mean, Teddy Roosevelt Teddy Roosevelt solved this for us in the modern day 100 years ago. Speak softly, carry a big stick. This big stick philosophy of like, well, things will be peaceful if I have a big weapon to kill you. Then you'll be nice.
Well, think about it too. Since the nuke, how many world wars has there been?
Not enough.
Yeah, but it's like it became a deterrent around the world where it's like, you don't shoot me with your nuke, I won't shoot you with our nukes. Okay, all right.
Real, yeah. Honestly, that is a problem.
So it's like South Park did a funny episode with guns too, where they're like, if everybody has guns, nothing can go wrong. And that's like what happens there. Somebody's trying to hold up this whole gun show or whatever, and everybody just points guns at each other. And it's just like, well, okay, if anybody fires, then it's going to be a fucking hellhole shootout, pretty much. So nobody fires. So, but go ahead.
Oh, well, I have a very drab look on reality. It's like, if one thing's clear from evolution, and humans are subject to evolution, not just our actual pathology, but just day-to-day living, we need to be exposed to evolution and not mitigate it. And that includes killing each other for, it's not even for like mating or resources, but it's just, we need that random variable of like thinning the herd you know, and it's not always that the herd gets thin,
It's
the
like it's
weakest
shedding,
fall off.
like shedding the skin too, sort of. It's
Yeah,
to be
like
healthier, to be healthier.
the
you
argument
need-
about overpopulation, it's like I don't know enough about the potential of resources. Can we just keep? I mean, clearly we can't just keep on reproducing. It's got to stop and settle and keep like at a cap at some point. I don't know what that is, but the fact that we've made super weapons that we, for all intents and purposes, don't actually have worthwhile wars to randomize the genetics of our species. You know, it's like every other animal has reasonable conflict that kills off percentage of population and gives them a randomized gene pool. This is one of many factors. You're totally, yeah, I'm saying this so you can like take it in, but this is one of the factors. Like I don't have like a concise study to reference, but I think this is common sense that I'm sure could be validated in theory of like you know educated theory papers about like we've crossed the threshold with our productivity and the A-bomb. These are things that mitigate natural evolution, natural conflict to randomize the species gene pool. And this is a bad thing. This is one of many factors no one talks about, I think. And on top of the internet, social media, dating apps, porn accessibility, inflation. There's so many factors of why we're here, where we're at, why inceldom is skyrocketing and won't stop. But hi, Huff.
Yeah, I know.
Hi.
Let me say something for you. Tape gun!
Tape gun!
Tape gun!
Dude, every time I grab a tape gun at work, I think of that poor fella. That poor, sad fella who lost his life that day. Half the man I used to be. Anyway.
Oh, yeah, that's the other one we say.
Yeah.
Because theoretically, he's essentially crushed in half, so that's a very appropriate
fella,
song.
All over.
Don't even have to change the words.
all over a tape gun. Oh,
Another one
man.
we like to do is Rooster. It's like, tape gun man in a foreign land. Just all sorts of little stupid shit. But yeah. I don't know if you've been watching this.
They snuff the taper.
Yeah.
Yeah, be like that, you know.
Yeah, we're getting stupid.
Well, yeah, that's who I am. Sorry, I'll try to tone it down.
No, I meant me and the guy that sings these
okay.
songs.
I was gonna say, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be like super stupid.
It's never dull. It's never dull.
No,
between me and Helmet.
we're pretty stupid ourselves, Hoff, so you don't need to.
Yeah,
Fair enough. Thank you.
Have you caught any of this gun video we're watching from Have Gun Will Travel?
I mean, no, but this seems like something my dad knows very well.
It's essentially, I guess Razorfish shared this as like, oh, look, they argued about gun control 60 years ago. And
Pretty
it's just
much.
as stupid.
I mean,
The woman's like, he's like, don't you realize that the only way to stop this is to stop being part of it or something and not carry a gun?
Which is hilarious because there's a famous movie called High Noon. This is the whole premise of it. Is there's a sheriff that's getting married to, I guess, a Quaker lady or something, a pacifist religion lady like this.
no, you can't
And
do that.
he's hanging up, you know, his pistols, and then he gets word like, "Hey, sheriff, this infamous criminal you put away, he's escaped prison and he's coming to this town." And it's like he's waiting for the sheriff to take over for his role. So now he's got to he's going to the church, he's going to other people to ask for help to make like a posse to counter this guy. And his wife's like, you can't pull the gun, that's bad. And he's like, well, a man's got to do. And and eventually sets up like a duel, but then the wife ends up being the guy that cheap shots the criminal with the gun. She learns the lesson of the necessity of firearms.
Yeah.
Like an Annie Oakley or something.
No, she's a passive, but she just happens to have a clean shot on the guy's back. Pow! Justice.
Hey, quick Hoff story time. Real quick. I came home from work today, and I'm walking through, and I'm friends with my neighbors. They're all not friends, but we're acquaintances, and we know each other. And, we're good neighbors. We're on good grounds. I'm coming in, and my neighbor's wife walks out the back door, and I say hi to her, and she goes, hey. I think there's someone in the basement banging on my floor. And the basement of our apartments is just where they get to do like gas business or crackheads do, crack. And
I'll have to check that out next time.
Yeah, I'll show you where it is. She goes, I'm too scared to go down there alone. Can I go down, or would you go down there with me? I said, yeah, give me a second here. I'll let me get my firearm. And I get home from work. First thing I do, I come in, pet my dog, grab my firearm, go back out, because I got to be the man. I got to be the man around here. You know what I mean? Someone had to do it. So we went down there. We went down the steps. No one down there. But it did look like there were some people drinking some Miller Lights and stuff. They did look like maybe there were some people doing drugs and whatnot. But I don't know where the whole banging on the thing came from. Besides, she told me that she has some beef with the people that kind of live above
Beef?
her. Yeah. She's got some beef with the people that live above her. So
strong
I guess
word in this part of the world.
They might think that, very, it's familiar, but she thinks that they're going down there and banging on her floor because they think that she's too loud. And and I said, that's a petty thing to do.
Keep it down, I'm doing crack.
Exactly.
I can't do my crack if I can't hear myself think. No, too much noise there.
You're killing my vibe.
I can totally see a Chappelle skit like this. Keep it down, I'm doing crack.
Keep it down. You kill my vibe. I'm trying to shoot up down here. But yeah, I had to be the man. I had to go get my, I get my gat, and I had to be the man around the neighborhood. And I did not solve the problem, but I was there for the problem. And that's what being a man
Got a problem, Hoff?
is all about.
Do I need to come down there?
Hey,
we got a problem?
Hey, you want to have a duel? I'll slap you in the face with a glove.
It is entirely legal to challenge somebody to combat in any state. The thing is, the person could refuse it, and that's the only hitch in that plan there. But it is legal to challenge somebody to combat, not a duel, but to combat.
Of course, you can refuse it.
Well, yeah,
it's
but
like
I'm saying
hockey match. The person who instigates gets the penalty.
Well, no, but I'm saying like in terms of if you got in a car accident with somebody and you're trying to go back and forth and figure it out, you can settle who pays the damages by a legal combat. Like, doesn't matter if you're totally in the right or wrong. If the person agrees to combat, that's how that can be settled.
So everything else is off the table. If you fight and you win, all legal, they have to pay up. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but there's has to be like an officer or somebody there. There's like probably some limits, like you can't gouge their eyes out or something. Like, there's probably some rules to it.
What do you mean?
I call upon Joe Rogan to mediate.
No, it has to be like I think a government.
We'll deputy
nothing below the belt.
Yeah, well, it's like
Deputy Joe Rogan reporting.
It's like the reason why it's so like you don't see it much. I think is also it's not supposed to be recorded, so I assume they go to like a secluded area agreed upon or some shit to settle the court.
An underground fight club, underground.
Because it's like think about it, because it's like you don't see much of those.
It's like a cockfight.
It's like it's a way to settle something, but not
cockfight, you say.
But how many people are confident enough in their fighting abilities against somebody? It depends on who it is, So maybe
it's like some Michael Vick stuff going on there,
Yeah, but it's like, okay, am I going to pay $3,000 for the damage on your car, or how about we fight? And if I win, no, you got to pay that for yourself. Like,
I like that. I like that. I do. I like that a lot.
Well, it's cool because you can kick their ass and then they still have to pay you when they could have just paid
exactly.
you.
Yes, so it's win-win.
Yes.
But if you lose the fight, then
then you just got to pay the things yourself, and you got your ass kicked. But maybe you had fun fighting. I don't know.
And you got
it's like Wedding Singer. He's like, it's like, hey, I got something for you. It's called I got punched in the nose for sticking it in other people's business.
Sounds like a country song.
if you do
one of my
find
favorite
yourself in this
movies.
position, you say it in front of an officer, like, I challenge him to combat to settle this matter. I don't know if they'll know about it because it's such a rarely called upon law, but that's
Is
the
this
thing.
a
Look it
federal
up.
law or is it
Look
state
it
to
up.
state? That's the
It's
problem.
it's in any state. It's in any state. But like I said, there's a lot of parameters around it. Look it up.
Well,
right now
so
if you
you'd
want
have to
It's there.
cite the state code, subsection 5, clause 2, paragraph 3.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But so that's what I'm saying.
Article
You can
34.
do it, but there's probably a lot of different levels of how much you can do it in what way, pretty much.
I mean, that's what
Oh,
she said.
I can do it.
Exactly.
Him, no point you're getting in the way.
Oh man, I wish. Sorry, pause this real quick. I wish they would have had like Looney Tunes, bloom, bloop,
Don't,
like they're walking sneakily.
I'm thinking of that in my head while they're doing that.
Will you put up your guns if they give up theirs?
Just shoot the woman, and all the problems are solved.
You ain't got no chance anyhow. That depends on your angle of vision. You, I will kill. The chance is which one of those other two I'll kill.
Your death and his, what will it prove?
You know what this is? This is Mandalorian. Where it's like it's 4-1. He's like, I like those odds.
I love her. It's like your debts. What will it prove? Like as if like putting in more like that type of. It's just so stupid. It's like
Lady, I make $600 by today's standards. Like, my life's worthless. Who cares?
Maybe. But we sure ain't laying ours down first. I'm sorry, Melissa. I just don't have your faith.
I won't move.
That cannot be tolerated.
Hey, I wanted to thank you guys for having me by the way.
Oh, of
I'm
course.
sorry I just came in.
Oh,
and
yeah, no
didn't
problem, dude.
Do that.
You're good.
First and foremost, thank you.
Yeah, you're good.
Appreciate it.
Good. He's gonna give up his gun, and then they're all gonna have a tea party after they all give up their guns. Obviously.
What a
Now,
sucker.
the only
Blam,
thing
blam,
I would the only thing I would argue is that based on some of the movies, they try to have sometimes they try to have an honor system of, well, I'm not going to shoot an unarmed guy. I want you to have a weapon in your hand, so when I kill you, it makes
Shanghai
sense.
Nights.
But then again, it's like not everybody's gonna fucking do that, and a lot of people are mistaken with that with like knight chivalry type of things. It's like, yeah, sometimes they'll give you the weapon, but that's very rare. Like that's like if they can kill you, they'll kill you because they don't want to get killed. Like that's part of how
Right.
that
I mean,
fucking
No
works.
Country
Like,
for Old Men is a per example of like that's retarded.
well, no, it's the kind of thing where it's like you're battling each other to the death, and then you disarm them, and then you have them. Then it's like, oh, well, now I will give you your weapon back, so we can. It's like, no, you won. You already won now. Like that's it.
Trick question is actually you had Liam Neeson on the ground, and he says, "You've gone for a swift kill and sacrificed sure footing."
They're like, all right, him not having a gun makes this nice and easy. So, thanks, lady.
Now yours.
Preacher lady, you ever see a pig shoot? Now we're
No, what's
get
that?
out of here.
I thought that said plow crusher in the background here or something, but something close.
Yeah,
another
turns
guy.
out he's got a baby
Got
gun.
another gun. And she has a gun on him. Oh no. Guns are your friend. That's the lesson here. Stupid bitch.
Thank you, buddy.
Anyway, I thought that was a good little video.
Wait, show this cat video, Ricky. Cat and dog.
Hold on. I just closed out of the screen and stuff.
Idiot.
I didn't know you wanted me to do nothing else.
Oh my god.
You mean the one that I sent you, the cat and dog one? Okay. Okay, let's go through the rest of this. While I'm at it. Why not? Why not? All right. I'm gonna hit you. I'm a cat. I'm innocent. You can't get me. Fuck the cat. Hey! fucking. You get what you fucking deserve. That's what happens there. Stupid cat. Hiya! Just like, yeah, he's done some moves. Okay, that's fine. But then the end. I love that so much. This is just a funny, I'm a good father. I'm taking my daughter out for a swim, and everything's good. And yoink, she gone.
Oh no! See, I don't do that shit. I can't swim, so
somebody's got to dive the hell in and save.
So, like when I was, my son was like a year or so old in New York, upstate. We went on this steamboat on like a lake or river up at, I think it's like St. Lawrence River or something, North New York.
Yeah.
And it was fun, but the whole time, because I can't swim, so I'm very paranoid about water. I'll go on wacky ships or whatever, but I'm staying safe. I'm not just going to get on the edge and possibly slip. I can't swim. I will sink and die. And so like I'm holding my son for dear life. Because it's like, oh no, there's no like look over the edge. No, because I can't swim. I'm not gonna have my kid die with something so stupid. My kid, I can't swim. Whoops.
Right. It's son. If we slip and drown, it's you that's got to save us. Okay. I ain't swim.
So yeah, this says women choosing deodorant, and you got cherry, vanilla, pomegranate,
like fruits and veggies, and
lavender. And it's like shark, plane, lava, soldier, avalanche.
This is true. Have you seen the Old Spice section? It's like Night Panther, like Sex Panther from like dang.
The tamest one is like Fiji, and it's like tropical.
Yeah, it's not bad, dude. Bad chemicals, but there's also like an octopus one. There's like Night Wolf.
It's like Kraken something.
Kraken Guard. There's like Bear Claw. There's all.
Gotta go for the toughest ones you can possibly gather. For sure.
F-15.
I don't know if you know this, Hoff, but we talked about this last week. The Japs are really salty about Barbenheimer. They were salty about Warner Brothers US Twitter sharing Barbenheimer, which is like the internet phenomenon. Once it was announced that Barbie would release in competition on the same day with Chris Nolan for Universal, because he's been with Warner Bros. For like 20 years. And after the Tenet fiasco for the infectious disease from an Asiatic area, he was very salty with Warner Brothers. So he went to Universal, so he's in direct competition with his former partners, and it's worked out for both. They've made probably making total like $2 billion together in this double feature, even though they're competing. It's like the weirdest like win for studios in general. But the Japs are really salty, and so apparently they've like banned Oppenheimer over there because it's insensitive to them. And so then they're making.
I wonder why.
Yeah, but it's like no Japs were even killed on screen.
I wonder why it's insensitive to them.
It's not. It's about the guys.
I wonder because we dropped two of those fat boys on him, fat boy and little boy or whatever, little man, and we literally annihilated like
yeah, but it's like that's
half
not shown in the movie. Though,
I
wonder why they don't want to watch it.
Baton Death March. I think we're even. There's something called Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, I mean,
they ate
wasn't
people.
that a Ben Affleck movie?
I'd say the score is even.
they cannibalized some people in world. You know, they
good point.
cannibalized some people. So
If anything, we should have drawn more on these people.
I mean,
But yeah, so they made this like as like, hey, what if we did a 9/11 one or something?
It's like you don't know how many of us think it was an inside job, so it's totally fine. Like
Why is Osama bin Laden in the picture?
because they're memeing 9/11, like our
They
tragedy
said,
is
what
9/11.
what if they made a 9/11 movie in like a Barbie sense or something? Like that'd be funny to
Oh,
watch. That'd be
They're
kinda-
trying to troll
I
us
see. It doesn't work
with a
that
counter.
They,
It,
want
it
us to
doesn't
be
work.
like,
It doesn't work the same way back.
they want us to
It's
go,
like I want to see
"Hey!"
this. I want to go see Barbie 2 and Chris Nolan's Osama bin Laden biopic.
they're gonna say Osama bin Heimer or something.
Osama bin Heimer.
That's really good.
They want it to be like, hey, you're doing 9/11. You're not supposed to leave. But it's like we're going 9/11. Look at the Barbie, Margot Robbie with Osama bin Laden team up.
Awesome.
It's
I mean,
like,
if
no,
anything,
it'd be funny
that's
if
the
he's
dream
like,
for
it'd
the
be funny-
bombers.
It'd be funny if he's an agent who thinks he's like going. He's gonna achieve his pilot's license and everything's gonna be going swell. And he's an agent for the America. But then they tell him, "Oh, this is a one-way plane ticket." What? You know, into the two towers. What? Something to make it some other.
Yeah, I would
It
love
looks-
that if they actually make a Bin Laden movie where it's like, you know, he's so resolute to utilize the tools he was given from the CIA against us, but then he starts questioning and doubting. But everyone's like, "Oh, we got the plans, we got them trained up. We're doing it 9/11. We're doing it." And
He's able to lessen the damage by where they hit it on the towers or something. Like, so it's not as bad. It's like, oh, I saved hundreds of people by my maneuver. Yes.
This looks more like a porno to me from this movie.
This looks like a
poster.
very good budget.
It's more like, hey, let me show you my building 7 inches. If you get that joke. If you get that joke. But dang, dude, no, I mean, like,
It's awesome.
Osama bin Laden was a good guy. He was framed.
They
So
go
it
to
was the
Hiding
fall
a
guy.
hole in
When
the
they-
desert.
when they do Still Team 6, he's literally just on YouTube. He's like, hey guys, look at the thing I killed on my game or something. It's
He had
like,
no clue
I
what
kill
was
him, but
going
it's
on.
like, I'm just chilling, guys. I'm not doing anything.
You know what's crazy
No.
to me is they found Bin Laden in a hole in the desert, you know, and they shot him up. But they couldn't find that lady who was on the plane saying there was a reptilian on it until like 2 days ago or a day ago. Now
That's
we
why
finally
they
know.
have the
Now, hot
reptiles
lady,
on there.
you know.
I didn't. Yeah, okay. That's funny.
So this would be a sort of a change of pace, but it's kind of totally in line with Barbenheimer. Let me share this.
You guys see the sick shirt right here?
Yeah, I don't know what it means.
Pretty
It,
tight.
it
Walk
means
it
you
off.
walk it off. You walk it
Walk
off.
it
You got
off.
something going on with you. Walk it off. I made
walk
this
it
shirt. I
off.
designed the shirt, bro. I got it today in the mail. This is a shirt Hoff made. You can buy one.
Nice. Hoff
It's
stitches,
super
Hoff
comfy.
thread, Hoff threads. All right.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right,
I'm
let's check out this
designing
video.
clothing.
I've only seen 30 seconds of this, and I'm already in love.
Nala Ray. I am the Ahego Queen.
What is how's it pronounced?
Ahego. The cum face, basically.
Lord have mercy.
You will?
Okay.
Da-da-da.
That's the other one. That's the other one. Okay.
I'm dominant.
You're dominant?
Yes. I'm
What?
daddy.
You're daddy.
Uh-huh.
Whoa, wait, show the tattoo to the camera right here.
It just says daddy.
What are you thinking so far?
Pass.
I'm not sure if it's going to be revealed that she has something between her legs with.
Oh my god, that's even better. Why are you giving
Because I
me?
feel like that's what you would do.
You're setting me up for disappointment now. Damn it!
Because she says she's
Oh.
daddy, and it's like, well, why?
Well,
I mean,
I already
there's a
know.
good
Actually,
chance.
I already know. I already know it's not. All right.
There's a good chance.
Let's continue.
Yeah.
Did that hurt, daddy?
I'm daddy. I fuck girls with strap-ons. This is what makes me more dominant. I would fuck a guy, but they're too scared.
Do you date men or women?
Oh, I'm so attracted to men. Like, I need dick. Like, when I'm drunk, like women. When I get drunk, it's like titties. I'll do whatever the fuck I want. It's really hard for me to take advice from people that I don't respect, and I don't respect a lot of people.
Have you been diagnosed with?
No, and
like
I really
BPD
don't think
or-
I should go to the doctor to be like,
Yeah, you're probably
told
fine. And when you say you're dominant, do you mean
The record scratch.
Yeah, you're probably fine. Whatever.
I want to see that doctor appointment though. Like, all right, doc. So what's wrong? Let's see. Nothing. You're fine.
That turns out it's
Go
like,
ahead.
well, the problem is I need a daddy.
Problem is, I got something dry that needs some attention here. Let's go.
All right, let's continue.
what are we talking here?
I feel like my masculine energy is higher than most men's masculine energy. Like, even in bed, I would literally f you until you were doubting your sexuality. I also tried someone who did what I did, and I turned them basically gay. So I f***ed him until he became gay or something. I swear to God. You motherfucker. Oh, listen, I'm not trying to hurt anybody.
Okay.
I just I'm sorry, lay you until, like, you're like, oh my God, I have no more cum inside my body anymore. The fuck is wrong with this lady? Like, you'll never want to cheat on me. I love cheating. It's actually my biggest fantasy.
The hell with all this.
It's not that fucking difficult. You're with someone or they're with someone. I don't even have to be with someone, but if you're with someone and you have a girl, I'm going to sit on your fucking dick and be like, isn't my pussy tighter? Isn't it better? Isn't that just hot? I'm a competition in myself. Like, I just have to. I'm not.
Give me more.
She's out there in the world.
Why can't I
She's
find
out there.
this?
She's out there.
She
Bring
comes
her
off-
to me now.
She comes off
Shenanigans.
like she's the antagonist in a story in a movie, and then there's
She
like a
is
whole,
the Thanos.
She's Thanos. There's a whole team of people trying to figure out how to stop her, but they keep on failing along the way. She beats them every
man,
time.
I'm out of. It's like, I'm out of cum. Oh,
Brie Larson
man.
gets close, but then Brie Larson gets close, but then she's like, no, still nope, can't do it, and it's like, and the only way to do it is by taking out yourself or something.
And then Scarlet Witch is like, she's the Thanos chick, slept with Vision. You know what you took from me? I don't even know who you are.
Not enough dicks in the world can stop this woman.
I love it.
I mean, she said it clearly, plain as day. She's like, "Hey, run the train, run the train." That's what she's doing. And what scares me about this woman is that there's no fear in her eyes. That's what scares me about her. That's
confident that
terrifying,
you
man.
would tell the doctor that he's sick and he needs to be taken care of. And
That
then
is.
that would turn into then the doctor.
She's like, I will take so much cum out of you that you will be gay. That's what she said. like, holy crap, dude, that is insane. I've never heard words. I've never heard words spoken like that before, so poetically.
Looks like the only one here is now that chick is on one. And she's amazing. I love her. I'm going to find her Twitter and other websites.
And I understood what he meant when he said on
OnlyFans.
one now.
Oh, right. Because we were reading I Saw and Rookie, he's like, you're really on one. He's like, what? On one what? And I'm like, no, Rookie. He's talking black. And you're like, oh.
Over my head.
I mean, I'm pretty white, but it's funny that even I could translate that for you. You really on one, Rookie? Oh man, that was exciting.
Oh, that was
exciting
funny.
stuff.
Yeah, she has the confidence to just be the intent. She's in her own story, minding her own business. There's like there's a SEAL team trying to take her down. They call on the Hulk, and then the Hulk is defeated. And they're like, what do we do? All hope is lost.
It's funny because I commented, "I'm not scared, Daddy." And it's funny because I picked Captain America strapping up.
I didn't even know.
And then you say Avengers, like, "Oh my god!"
She's totally Thanos.
The woman, she's like, "How do I compete with that?" What was the goth albino chick from Harry Potter? Luna. There we go.
Luna Lovegood. That's a porn name, totally. But It's funny. It's funny too. It's funny too because it's like all the women in the room are silent, so it's like it just even more just says like all the other women are beneath her in the room, and she'll do what she wants, and everybody's just not interrupting her at all. They're letting her go entirely.
Luna Lovegood's not a porn name. That's a drag queen name.
Like, well,
Either way, a drag porn name.
That sounds like a porn name. Yeah.
The congregation of saints in heaven watching you unfollow every Instagram model and setting up an alarm for 6 a.m. after Satan puts you in the darkest pit known to man.
Imagine being that woman's father. He's just like, what happened? How did this happen? What was the how'd this demon come forth?
Someone says she is perfect. Please, Daddy. Someone says genius marketing.
It's like this is her when she's not even trying. It's like how is she when she's like really trying to do something? Like that is I thought that sponsored thing was going to be a swastika for a second.
She's on Timcast. She's awesome.
What is this? Is this the same girl or what?
I guess the white chick. The blonde.
Not the redhead.
Luna.
Not the redhead.
That redhead, man. Which? You could throw anything at her, she'd probably take it.
Would
you try to nuke her, and then she just turns it sexual, and then it just doesn't. It just explodes somewhere else. Just like, God damn it! Just still.
No, I mean, I'm talking about like if you put her in a room and you were like, "Hey, I'm gonna take some yogurt and throw some spoonfuls on your face," she'd be like, "Hey, okay."
Yeah, she'd probably turn it into something else. To where
you got Go-Gurt? Do you have Go-Gurt as well?
Gotta bookmark this one. Gotta do some research on this lady. I can save her.
Important stuff to add to the encyclopedia or something.
Encyclopedia.
She can cure all incels. That's what she's for. She's the balance or whatever. For all those who don't have sex, she will have sex.
Speaking of sex, here's a tasty one. Akon just said she's possessed. Yeah, possessed with daddy issues. Hey, I'm not hating.
What do you mean she has daddy issues? She only has it tattooed on her bottom lip. That doesn't mean anything.
And calls herself
Japanese porn star drowns in semen while filming bukkake scene.
Drowns.
There is a tragic sense of grief today as Japan's adult movie industry is mourning over the loss of a popular actress who died in an accident while shooting a scene for an upcoming film. The 23-year-old actress, who remains unnamed due to Japanese law requiring her next of kin to be formally notified first, died after drowning in semen while shooting at a studio in Tokyo's Shinjuku district.
They were shooting both the cameras and their.
Regardless if it's fake, it's hilarious.
Yes.
Here's a good one. Help! I accidentally. And so it says accidentally memes. Help! I accidentally microwaved my brother. Help! I accidentally made a shelf.
What's that disease called?
Here's one. Here's an old ad. Has an attractive woman ever asked you, what time is it? Why not give her a timely reminder? Time to fuck.
Well, the watch says it, ma'am. Can't disobey the watch.
This would be perfect for like Tobey Maguire in Spider-Man 3. Every 30 seconds, this unique and stylish Go watch will flash time to fuck on the dial face. If you're looking for a subtle way to break the ice or just wish to reaffirm your priorities, get this exciting and novel timepiece. It not only keeps accurate time, but it's the greatest conversation piece you'll ever own. I think this is a real ad. Probably in like a Hustler or Penthouse or something. Oh, I saw this at the at the comic store. Remember how when there's like a Star Wars story was like a thing, some people were memeing like Max Rebo, a Star Wars story. They've actually made a comic line, at least a single issue. Star Wars, Max Rebo. Who's plotting to overthrow Jabba the Hutt? What do you think of that?
Max Rebo a black woman? Now?
A blue elephant, close enough.
That's the blue elephant.
No, but she's still, they can race swap.
No.
Yeah, they can do it.
Here's
It's not woke enough.
Here's a funny Reddit post. Imagine how hard our life would be if every dude was jacked or at least lean. I thank God every day for fattening people up. Every time I see a fatty rolling through Walmart, I can't stop smiling. One less dude I have to worry about. When I hear fat chicks go on and on about how they're a 10 and can F as many dudes as they like, I laugh and nod. The fatter people get, the more impressive my physique will look. Whenever fatties ask what the secret is, I shrug my shoulders. Bro, I don't even know why you're fat. It's not your fault, man. I eat cake every day. I guess it's just genetics, but at home I'm counting every goddamn calorie that goes in my mouth. Let them think there's no hope. Let them stay fat. Let them get fatter and fatter. Inshallah, the obesity rate hits 90%.
It's like reverse Thanosing, sort of. It's like, it's a slow game for Thanos.
Here's a good one. Freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom from consequences. It says, hi, your employee Max Smith is a bigot. Fire him or else. And then he says, well, then surely you won't mind this. Hi, your daughter sells nude pics on OnlyFans. That's a good one. This one got me. Oh, what the hell? Hold on. Let me see what happened here.
Bro, you're sharing all this stuff. I don't even have a chance to reply to anything that you're doing. You're going so fast.
Oh, you're just kind of sitting there, so I'm like, okay, I'll just go on.
No, I'm sitting here because I've replied, and then you just move on to the next thing.
Oh, sorry.
I don't even have a chance to say my joke that I had planned for
Joke
it.
away.
You just think I'm saying
Joke
something
away.
stupid. You think I'm saying something really stupid lame, and then you just jump to the next thing, and you think I'm just being stupid lame.
It's like,
no,
I
had
give it a
something
second, give it a
planned,
pause,
but you
and
go
like
to the
nothing.
next one.
All right.
I don't know if you're muted or not.
What I
didn't hear
just said sounds super stupid when I don't have a chance to complete what I'm saying. That's fine. It's not my show. I don't care. That's okay. But just making me look bad, man. And I'm not.
I wasn't
that's
trying
fine.
to. I'm not looking at you when I'm looking at the
Make me look like a real
memes.
fool sometimes. Like
Let's try it again.
I'll have half a sentence out, and you'll flip to the next thing and just go on. And
I
it
didn't
makes
hear
me
you
look
say
like a
anything.
complete
If
tool.
you're talking,
because
we didn't
what
hear
I
you.
said
We didn't
was
hear
so
you.
stupid, setting up a joke, and I don't get to finish the punchline.
We didn't hear you.
Okay, fair enough.
I didn't hear you.
I've seemed like I'm so stupid so many times tonight, and I'm sorry. I apologize.
I didn't think that.
It's too rapid
I'm looking
fire.
at the Twitter page. I can't see you when I'm looking
Too
at the
rapid
Twitter page.
fire for me. It's so fast.
All right, well, let's try this again. Here's the next one. When his name starts with a J and rhymes with one of the 50 states. Someone says, you leave my boy Massachusetts alone. He didn't hurt anyone.
You're muted right now, Hoff.
I know. I do that intentionally.
Oh, I don't know if you're going to comment on it right away.
No, I do that so there's no background noise. I'm fully aware of it. When someone else is talking, I want it to be completely clear, so I mute myself.
Yeah. Very good.
All right, here's your window.
Jarkensaw. Joklahoma. Oh!
I was about to say Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah, I know, because you're... Oh, yeah.
I was about to say that. Another state. Jew Mexico.
Oh, no.
I'm pretty sure someone's probably already said Jew York
Well,
as
yeah,
like
yeah.
a legitimate
New
insult.
York City. That joke's been made.
This one killed me. It's AI Asian Joe Rogan and AI Asian Alex Jones. It says, Lizard people. Yes, Joe. Right, Godzilla.
Of course.
I like the...
Nothing, Hoff?
Well, I mean, first of all, Asian Joe Rogan is insane. Like, look at the intensity.
He looks
of his
intense.
face.
He looks
Yeah,
very...
exactly. Jinx. The intensity. You can see it in the brow.
You gotta call his daughter his kidnapped. He's like, oh, I'm gonna kill
Then
you.
Right, Gojira?
If you look at Asian Alex Jones, he looks like dang Kim Jong Un.
He looks the same to me, honestly.
I mean, close, but like a Kim Jong Un.
He's just like he's a little tighter in the eyes. That's it.
A lot of North Korean going on.
Well, I was laughing when I told Ricky about this morning because it's like, oh my god, Godzilla. The real name is Gojira, and when they made English Godzilla, it's like they probably thought they're saying Gojira that they're screwing up their L's. It's like, how did they translate Godzilla from that? And it's like, this has got to be a window into that.
And then they go Godzilla. It's like you're doing
Gojira.
it.
Well,
Godzilla.
Isn't Godzilla like Gojira in?
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's like the English people, the English speakers.
So we're in the wrong, is what you're saying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
But then it's funny. It's funny
As
because
usual.
they're going with the wrong translation and then calling it Gazira.
So we're the a-holes.
Yeah, but they follow the a-holes, so that's.
But they did end up naming their movies that. That's true.
So
it's a big cycle.
I finally saw the trailer. I've seen the poster at the theater for this Last Voyage of the Demeter, and it appears to be some sort of Dracula film. And honestly, the CGI looks awesome for this creature.
It's Sir Davos versus Dracula. That's
Sir Davos from Game of Thrones is in this, so I'm like, ooh, I'm interested. Someone says reviews don't look great.
Huff was about to go.
Oh,
he's about to say it. Spit it.
I was just gonna say I've never heard the word Demeter.
It's a goddess.
Okay.
Demeter or whatever.
Demeter. I don't know.
Greek legend, the daughter of the deities Cronus and Rhea, sister and consort of Zeus, and goddess of agriculture. Her name indicates that she is a mother.
Indeed.
Now I'm always like second guessing myself in between because of Hoff's pausing with his mute button. So I'm like,
oh no, don't. I don't mean to run. I'm not trying to run the show.
No,
Do your
I just
show.
you can leave your mic on.
But what I want, okay, well, what I was trying to figure out is what the Demeter is. And it says Greek goddess of the harvest, grains, and agriculture.
Yes, of wheat.
It's
It
well, the
doesn't sound
Demeter
that terrifying.
in this movie is going to be a ship, so they named the ship after Demeter.
Oh, dude! So the Demeter is not the vampire; it's the ship.
Dracula is
dude,
the vampire.
I couldn't be dumber. I couldn't be a dumber person.
Would that be funny though? It's like this thing is goddess of the grains. It's just like monstrous creature
versus Dracula.
It's like, why is this the thing?
So
Dracula
the last
played
voyage
by
of the wheat.
So on Wiki it says it is an adaptation of the Captain's Log, a chapter from the '97 novel Dracula by Bram Stoker. The premise: strange and horrifying events befall the doomed crew as they attempt to survive the ocean voyage from Transylvania to London, stalked each night by a merciless presence on board the ship, a legendary vampire known as Dracula. When the Demeter finally arrives off the shores of England, it is a charred derelict wreck. There's no trace of the crew. Wow, spoilers, Universal.
This kind of almost looks like a Jeepers Creepers movie, but like at sea.
Yeah,
that sounds cool, actually.
What's this rated? What's it rated?
Rating.
Is it 13 or is it R? That's gonna make the big difference.
It's like rated G.
T for
rated
teens.
G for gore.
It's like it competes with Super Mario and shit. It's just like, okay, let's see.
E for everyone.
He looks like he does, but it's like all silly.
Rating.
Barbie comes in.
Damn it! I look up rating and it tells me like Rotten Tomatoes. Rated R. There we go.
Okay,
There
that's a good sign. That's a good sign.
Yeah, it's a good sign, but it'll probably hurt its box office.
Yeah,
Luckily, it's only
I mean,
$37 million.
I mean, this thing's not worried about its box office.
I think
honestly.
it'll make at least 40 million minimum. Probably.
Let me grab a drink. I'll be right back. Okay.
All right. Cool beans. When does this come out again, Angus?
It was previously scheduled for. Oh, it's coming out tomorrow.
Fuck, I'm not ready for it.
So tonight.
Okay, maybe I'll see it next week. Maybe.
I think it's cool. It's actually based on.
Do you want to talk about it next week?
Possibly, yeah.
I can maybe swing watching that. Only do it if we're going to talk about it. Otherwise, I can wait.
You know what this movie reminds me of is Underworld.
Yeah, it has a lot of that
yeah,
vibe.
It's got an aesthetic like that, which I like. So
dark and blue.
Dude, I like Underworld. Dude, Rise of the Lycans, not a bad movie.
That was fucking some good shit.
No,
I saw Rise of the Lycans first, and then I saw the other ones. So I didn't.
Well, that's actually fine because it's a prequel.
Well, no, that's what's funny. That's actually what that's something that's. I kind of get a little bit bugged on the numbering of that. It's like it's movie number 3. It's like labeled pretty much. Well, that one actually isn't actually labeled as that, but the ones that label themselves as like a sequel or a third or fourth movie, but it's a prequel. Why is it called that number movie when it's
ISOM 2
prior? Like, yeah, ISOM 2 seems to be a prequel to ISOM 1, but it's called 2. 2 implies you're continuing, not going backward. But then it's like, I don't know. I don't like that's so weird. It's like just if it's a prequel, it's a prequel. It's cool, but like, why call it number 2, the one after, if it's events taking place prior? Just I don't know.
You're just an
I
incel.
don't like that. It's
You're oofy doofy.
I mean, thinking way too logically right there.
It's like even Lucas had it right, where he released episode 4 first. It wasn't episode 1, 2, and 3, and then number 4, 5, and 6 were the prequels. Like he didn't do that, It's what a lot of people probably
next book I read, dude, I'm gonna make it real interesting. I'm gonna start at chapter 4.
Is that
I'll read like 4 through 8, and then I'll go back to 1.
Well, that'd be funny because it'll turn out you actually are reading it correctly because the novelist broke up the timeline where it's like the beginning's actually at 4 because that's like Tarantino. He's like, well, if I made a movie like a novel where I can just herky jerk the plot wherever I want.
Hercules jerk.
Wibbly wobbly, as the TIE fighters would go.
I might actually make it a video asking people what they think, because it's like that thing just kind of. It's not a huge pet peeve, but it's a little like, why have number 2 be the prequel? Why? You can have
it's an afterthought.
Well, sometimes I poop before I pee.
Yeah, but do you
that joke? Never mind. It was number 2. It was a number 2 joke.
No, I got it.
Not good. Okay, fair enough.
I said I get it, but
it's all good. It's all good.
But you really don't get it.
They don't all land.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah, but
I agree with Special K33. Kate Beckinsale is like in my top 2, dude. Top easily.
All right.
That late dude.
All
Kate
right.
Beckinsale,
What the hell?
I would marry.
Rookie never makes sense with attraction. I'm like, wait,
well, it's like
what is the top?
I don't know right now, but I don't think right now I'd have her at the top just immediately.
Kate Beckinsale.
So,
well, I mean, I have a little bit of history with her,
But that's what I'm saying. I've only seen her in Underworld, and
that's enough.
I don't know. I just instantly don't go. She's for me because I don't think about her. I don't think top 10. So for you, if you know a lot
top
of her,
10.
that's cool. That makes sense.
I said top 2.
Okay, yeah, I don't know about
her
that.
and Scarlett Johansson, dude, threesome, me and them.
Ooh.
Oh, let's go.
See, it's like Angus. If it's so easy, what's your top 10 chicks immediately, Angus? Right now, what's all the top
10? I don't know top 10.
Yeah,
that's a fluctuating scale. At least but like 5, Razor Candy's like my go-to. She's like a total package.
No, I mean of actresses, of actresses.
I don't know. I don't really watch actresses.
So it's like I don't understand how that is like. When I say I didn't say
Indiana Jones
ugly.
number 3.
I didn't say
the Nazi chick. Oh man,
yeah,
Elsa Schneider. Oh man, she's way up there.
You did a whole stream a couple weeks ago about how Margot Robbie's mid. You have
no. No, it was about the topic of her thing. I never said she's
I
mid.
know, but you
She's
were
gorgeous.
so you know something.
She's had 2
about it.
kids. I had no idea. It's
something.
like, damn, she's kept herself super well.
That's like really? She has 2 kids.
Oh, speaking of which, we'll close out with this article because I have a video coming out tomorrow. It's very simple. I'll show you the thumbnail. Brand overlay. So this is my thumbnail for tomorrow's video. It's that is Sydney Sweeney of Euphoria fame. She's been cast as a Spider-Woman. I don't know because the name didn't sound familiar. Like I think Jessica Drew is the named Spider-Woman, but it sounds like she's a Spider-Woman, not the Spider-Woman. So I don't know. But yeah, this article was from the same website that my video is about. Sydney Sweeney. Margot Robbie says life got way better after she met her husband. Being married is actually the most fun ever. Margot Robbie is known as one of the most beautiful, successful women in Hollywood, but she's really a family-oriented person who absolutely loves being married. Her life took a fascinating turn when she fell in love with Tom Ackerley, British film producer. In 2016, she reminisced about her initial reluctance toward relationships until she realized her long-standing feelings for her then friend Ackerley. The two had a serendipitous meeting in 2013 following the filming of the World War II era romance Sweet Francois. Their friendship transformed into a relationship, which they initially kept hidden to avoid complicating their shared living situation in London. But ever since they got together, Robbie says her life has transformed for the better. Their professional and personal lives became more intertwined when they co-founded a production company, Lucky Chap Entertainment, with friends. It was their venture that led them to pick up the much anticipated Barbie movie project. Super win there. Margot took a hands-on approach, bringing in Greta Gerwig to pen the script. Both Robbie and Ackerley were taken aback by the brilliance of the script, which later translated to a whopping, at the time of this writing, $775 million in global box office earnings. Lucky Chap success prompted Robbie and Ackerley's relocation to LA. Same year, the couple got married in Australia. Their nuptials were private, and they kept most of it off social media. They remain happily married since. They don't have children yet. Wait, what? I thought she had 2 kids. I remember seeing somewhere she had 2
adopted kids.
You don't know for a fact.
Let's look this
She don't have kids. She don't have kids. There's no way any woman who has a body like that has kids. There's no way.
She could have adopted kids. That is
well, that you know, you can go Angelina Jolie and get like 14 from Africa.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're rich enough. So
that's the way.
Well, I guess she has a kid from a previous marriage. Wait, no.
Is Margot Robbie? She's not American, is she?
No, she's Australian.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. I could have swore I saw she had kids though.
I like the Aussies, man. I'm a big fan.
Right. Have you ever seen the movie About Time? That's first, like chronologically, that's like the first film I know her in.
Say about what's it called?
It's called About Time.
No, but I've heard a couple people tell me about that.
You gotta watch it. It's a really good. Ultimately, it's a father-son story in the broad spectrum. Let me pull it up. I'll read you the.
Well, that synopsis. I mean, I'd like one of those in my life.
It's a rom-com starring Hoff.
Hoff. It's starring
Hoff. The redhead from Force Awakens. The General Hux. And Rachel McAdams. So I'm gonna find a quick synopsis. Damn it! I gotta just go on Google. About Time synopsis. There we go. When Tim is 21, his father from Underworld, Bill Nighy, the first vampire overlord, tells him a secret. The men in their family can travel through time. Although he can't change history, Tim resolves to improve his life by getting a girlfriend. He meets Mary, falls in love, and finally wins her heart via time travel and a little cunning. However, as his unusual life progresses, Tim finds that his special ability can't shield him and those he loves from the problems of ordinary life. And there's a little caveat they don't tell you in the synopsis. Life events like getting married, having a child, so on, are like set points. Once you cross this threshold, you can't go behind that point in time. So there's major life events are your stopping points. And it ends great. It's a 10-year-old film. I want to spoil it, but it's such a good ending. It's bittersweet in a hopeful way.
Is it a rom-com?
It's a weird film. I put it in like dramedy, like Weatherman, but it's a hard one to. It's like
okay.
It's like Weatherman,
Nick
seeking a
Cage
friend
should
for
have
the
been
end
it.
of the world. It's one of those kind of weird comedies,
Gotcha.
but it's more of a concept film.
It's
more
in
than
that gray
anything.
area, you know.
Yeah, and I love it. It's beautiful. Definitely one to put in your roster for date nights, trying to like wow a girl with your artistic expression.
I mean, it's good advice.
Wow, it was so deep. Don't forget that.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm trying to like.
Other
I'm
one.
right? Put it on a post-it note.
Other one is Don John. Have you ever heard of this film?
Don John. You were talking about Don John. I think last time we were hanging out.
Yeah, it's Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Scarlett Johansson. Gordon-Levitt's like the Chad of his little group. They're always going to clubs trying to pull chicks. Don John's like the alpha of the group. But he's a porn addict. Like he's very successful, really tight on his regimen, exercise and whatnot.
Yeah,
his
my
hair.
ex-girlfriend loved this movie.
But he's a porn addict, so he's always looking for the perfect money shot, and he's trying to execute that in real life. And every time he gets like a 10, she sucks in bed. The better girls in bed are ugly compared, and so he's just never satisfied. And then he ends up like meeting the perfect woman in this like fucking dried up MILF Julianne Moore at night school. And so it's like, it's a nice kind of, I don't know. There's definitely, you could say, some feminist perspective overall with its view of porn.
You don't know she's dried up, for one thing.
Oh,
And there might still be some juice in the fruit.
Compared to Scarlett Johansson, come on.
I know.
Not that I wouldn't smash Julianne Moore, but she's a cutie. Dude, I watched Hannibal, which is the sequel to Silence of the Lambs. So I'm like, man, that movie's so good. How's the sequel? And it's like, it's kind of disappointing. Julianne Moore is really a central part because she plays Clarice. They didn't get Jodie Foster back for whatever reason.
Clarice.
And so she's trying to do the Southern accent like Jodie Foster, and it just breaks so many times where it's like, you can't pull that off. But she's so pretty in a natural way because she's playing a cop. So she's very masculine character. She's not very good with beauty standard stuff, you know. So she's just got to execute a natural beauty to her.
I mean,
I appreciate that.
My standards aren't that high anymore.
No, it's an observation. It's not a negative.
I know, I'm not talking about what you're talking about. I'm talking about me. My standards aren't that high anymore. But, you know, when it comes to a movie star, of course we'd bang Julianne Moore. Of course. She's got money, too. Dude, I need a sugar mama. I need a sugar mama, dude. I can tell you.
Why are you so quiet, Rookie? Where's your other hand?
I'm trying to remember who that is.
Who? Julianne Moore?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who that is.
Well, you got Google.
Probably not. Yeah, but that's cheating, you know?
No, it's
not cheating. You're like, wait, who is that? And you'll be like, oh, her.
You just never know the rest of your life? Like,
I mean, I could go the rest of my life without knowing who
I mean,
that
that's
is.
true,
Okay.
but I mean...
Here you go. Julianne Moore. Oh, shit. She plays Liam Neeson's
Oh, right,
wife in
yeah,
Chloe.
okay.
Dude, Chloe, that's a hot movie.
What?
You ever seen Chloe?
No, I've never even heard of that one.
Oh, yeah. It's Amanda Seyfried, and she is like a nympho after Liam Neeson, who's married to Julianne Moore.
Liam Neeson?
So he's having this affair. And then it's like, it's all been head games by her. She's fucking crazy. It's like, I can't remember if it's either head games with Liam Neeson or if it's head games with Julianne Moore, where it's like, I think she's like playing up, like telling Julianne Moore about all of her escapades with her husband. And so she's going to like catch him. But then it's like, yeah, this it hasn't been happening. Your husband's great. He loves you. She's crazy. I can't remember the twist either way. It's one of those two twists. One of them is being lied to by her.
Some of these movies, they're not even as crazy as stuff that happens in real life. You know, like that plot. Like I know neighbors that have like crazy stories.
God! It's not that long actually to look into, but I saw an article yesterday. Get your take on this. A woman whose baby died during delivery from C-section. Yeah, that's a good song. Love that.
If you didn't say during C-section, I was gonna say during a pizza delivery.
So black people, I think in Atlanta, go to a doctor trying to deliver. I guess like the shoulder's stuck or something. So they try to like suction the head, which is a thing. Sometimes babies get like a suction cup on their head to pull them out.
So you get a plunger.
Essentially, yeah, it's a plunger. It's a baby plunger. Because their head's porous, it's soft, so you have a range that you can like suction.
You can't use it like a D clamp on it or something.
You can't like yoink them, but regardless,
you can't use a claw
it's failing. Grip. It's failing, so they go for C-section, and then they deliver the baby without a head, and then they proceed to lie and wrap the baby with its head on top of the body. Here's the baby. Yeah, we got it wrapped up. So now there's
some assembly required.
So they're suing and going to win massively for negligence and arguably murder. Well, it depends on like what the culpability is of the doctor delivering, and apparently the nurses were like in on this crap.
Is this true?
True story. I'm
is
not
this
joking.
True?
Not making it up.
That is one of the most insane, darkest stories I've ever heard in my entire life.
I actually wouldn't be surprised if this hasn't happened before. It
reminds me of that scene in Dumb and Dumber where they tape the bird's head back on, give it back to the blind.
Essentially, that's what they did to this woman.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's horrible.
They put an IOU on it or something.
That's good. Georgia mother who alleges baby was decapitated during delivery files lawsuit. Mother who alleges her baby was decapitated during delivery at a Georgia hospital last month filed a lawsuit against the hospital and others involved in delivery, according to legal filings. The complaint filed in Georgia's Clayton County alleges the Southern Regional Medical Center attempted to conceal the manner of death of the baby from the family, including the mother and her boyfriend. The medical center is in Riverdale, some 13 miles south of Atlanta. The baby, who was named after his father, was delivered at full term, according to the family attorney. The medical examiner's office has not released the cause of baby's death. The office still is working to complete the baby's autopsy. According to the lawsuit, Ross went into labor on the 9th, and her doctor attempted to deliver the baby vaginally using different methods, including traction to the baby's head. During the attempted delivery, the baby did not properly descend due to shoulder dystocia. Hope I'm saying that right. A condition when a baby's shoulder becomes stuck in a canal. The physician failed to practice according to medical standards, the complaint reads. The complaint says the doctor grossly negligently negligently applied excessive traction on the head and neck of the baby, failed to do a cesarean section in a timely and proper manner, according to Trayvon Isaiah Taylor Jr.'s decapitation and death. In a statement to CNN Wednesday afternoon, Southern Regional Medical Center said it denies the allegations and complaint referencing the hospital. Oh, well, I guess it just came there with its head off. According to a statement from the family spokesperson, when Ross and Taylor demanded to see and hold their baby, hospital staff told them they were not allowed to touch or hold their child. Hospital staff, so traumatizing the family, on top of traumatizing them later, telling them eventually. Hospital staff allowed the young couple only to view their dead child. During the viewing, their baby was wrapped tightly in a blanket with his head propped up on top of his body in a manner such that those viewing him could not identify that he had been decapitated. On Thursday, the medical examiner told CNN in a statement his office is calling on state officials to investigate the incident. Byers said his office was contacted the Georgia Composite Medical Board and requested that they also investigate 3 doctors' roles in this incident. He added, the office is in the process of notifying the Secretary of State Office Board of Nursing as well, and will request they also investigate the nursing staff's role. The center said it was unable to discuss the care and treatment of specific patients due to privacy laws. and HIPAA. Our heartfelt thoughts and prayers are with the family and all those impacted by this tragic event. The statement reads, our prayers also remain with the dedicated team of physicians, nurses, and staff at Southern Center who cared for this patient. Our commitment is to provide compassionate, quality care to every single patient. This loss is heartbreaking. Since this matter is in litigation, we are refraining from providing any additional information. The physician involved in the delivery is not an employee of the hospital. The hospital is taking the appropriate steps in response to this unfortunate situation. The lawsuit alleges, among other things, negligence by the defendants, who include the medical center and the physician. CNN attempts to reach her at her private practice were unsuccessful. Suit also asks for a jury trial, and the plaintiffs are asking for monetary damages, including for the value of the baby's life, such as, sorry, I was expecting to say for the baby's head, such as loss of lifetime earnings, for funeral and burial costs, and for something they cut off their own.
See, they could have just cut off the head and body of a monkey and then tried to put it on there and see if that'll work, you know.
Speaking of pregnancy, the Joker being pregnant, as a Doofy fan, I just looked at and saw the video you did. I had no idea. You saw the poop Joker baby video we did. Honestly, I even say in my video, it's like, I don't know how to take it because I did research on that writer and he worked on X-Men recently before that comic, and he killed a trans character, and Twitter mobbed him for it, for making them as expendable as every other person in the plot, potentially. But he's trans genocide, I guess, or whatever their rationale. They mobbed him. And so when people are questioning if this is some sort of gender weirdo, gag or insertion, I honestly read it as like a Looney Tunes gag, but given the times we're in, everyone is hyper paranoid. If it was agenda, it's like, I kind of don't blame the guy, given this is his job. He's kind of stuck pleasing these weirdos online that will outrage. So
he pooped a baby.
But yeah, this is far worse than any comic.
I don't know anything about that.
I mean, it's like, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, what's up, Ancient One? Hey, yeah, hi. Second of all, yeah, the whole thing about that baby, dude. Like, I don't even know what to think about that. Like, of course, the woman's not gonna know what's happening because they put that, especially if you're having a C-section, they put that sheet, in this part of your body so you can't see what's happening in the bottom part. So who knows what happened to that baby, man?
It reminds me of Family Guy with Jesus doing his miracles. He's like, ooh.
Yeah, you got the 2 fingers, yeah.
It was like, if anything, him pooping the baby, you should probably be like, oh, that's an insult to trans women.
Who's pooping pregnant. A baby? Who's pooping babies?
The Joker, of course.
What are you talking about? What are you?
Also, just to impart some context, people are really triggered by in our sphere about pregnant Joker.
The pregnant Joker,
but this was a like throwaway extra story in the mainline comic. There's like the mainline comic, and then there is these like wacky. So it's like he wakes up, he's got like a Wonder Woman blanket. He wants to be with Satana. And so eventually he like wakes up and he's pregnant. And his henchmen are like, what the hell?
I mean, it just looks like he has a beer gut.
So then he goes to Atomic Skull, who is a doctor of some kind. And
it's also funny because there's radiation and nuclear energy like under his crotch now.
And so he's going to deliver Joker's baby. And he's like, are you ready? He's like, ready as I'll ever be, Atomic Skull, which like this totally, especially the way it's drawn, it's very like 70s, 60s.
Yeah, it's old
style.
School.
And let's see. It's Dr. Phosphorus. Atomic Skull never even finished pre-med. Is this going to hurt, Doc? Well, I don't even know where the baby is going to come out from here. So probably. Well, let's begin. Push. And then Joker slaps his henchman for no reason. I pushed him, Director Bones. Didn't do anything. It's Dr. Phosphorus. I might prefer having Director Bones deliver my baby. Do you have his number? And then all of a sudden Joker vomits. All right. And
I
then
thought he poops it out, but it looks like poop anyway.
Well, he's pregnant, so that's our assumption. He's going to poop this baby. Right. And then like the thing goes in like a closet or something, and then it comes out and it's like morphed into a baby Joker.
Dude, this is this is the ideas of a madman, of a psychotic person.
I love it. It's great.
No, it's fine that it exists, but
oh my god! See, look, these retards fall for it, and you're just making it more popular. Honestly, this comic's probably going to be worth money if you got a mint issue.
No, my issue isn't with the media, like how they're reacting to this. My issue is with the fact that someone actually created it. That's my issue. Holy crap, dude.
I mean,
well, it's hard to know that they haven't even explained it.
I'm out here working a full-time job, busting my ass, and people have the time to do this in their lives, and they get viral. Like, holy crap.
Look at this headline. Woker instead of Joker. You idiot boomers.
So they're bringing Jared Leto back to play the Joker,
They don't even know
right?
that they probably don't even know what happens in the next scene. He's just not.
Right, they just see this one thing. Pregnant Joker, what is they're doing to her? It's like kids don't even buy comics anymore. It's adults. Adults are buying this.
They're probably also like, who the hell's the Joker? Like,
it's true, dude. Comics are like $5 a pop now. Like, no kids are buying them.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah, honestly, this outrage is for nothing. Like anyone trying to sell this as like a trans victory or trans insertion. This was just a stupid Looney Tunes.
Is a nothing burger attempt at humor. That's bad.
It's like if this was 10 years ago, no one would be mad. They'd be like, "Well, that was wacky or stupid," but whatever.
I still find it. I mean, I'm not offended by it, but I still find it disturbing. You know,
I feel like I'm so desensitized because I've seen far more disturbing things depicted. So it's just like
I wasn't disturbed.
It's a tame thing. Whatever.
I wasn't disturbed until I saw the homunculus Joker kid thing. That you know, that weird deformed.
Dude, I watched. I love Foghorn. He's one of my favorite Looney Tunes, and he'll be like,
"Well, I say
the kid's a nice one, but he's a few pumpkins short of a patch." You know, like just he'll make these wacky, long, allegories and metaphors.
He was black. I swear.
Was black. He's a parody of like a Southern, I think Texas congressman.
No, but he's more of a Southern black man, in my opinion.
I don't get black at all from Foghorn. I get Southern.
I do.
Well, you're in Ohio, so.
So are you.
No. I'm not from here. I'm from Oklahoma.
I know, but you're still here.
So.
You know what I'm talking about, man.
No. I would never hear that voice. Oh, totally a black guy. If anything, I'd be like, "What? That was a black guy."
If I hear a black guy, I don't think a Foghorn Leghorn. He's one of those.
Exactly.
A little different in the inflection.
It's not the voice. It's what he's saying. It's not the way the voice sounds. No. It's what he's saying.
Nope, still disagree.
Well, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that many black people are farmers these days. I don't think they'd use those type of analogies.
What I'm saying, dude, I work with a lot of people of a different culture, and the way they speak sometimes is a lot of, "Hey, boy, hey," you know, that kind of Foghorn Leghorn sort of thing, all right? I'm not completely wrong on this just because you don't know what I'm talking about. But I am
exactly.
I'm not.
Wrong.
I am wrong.
I mean,
I'm wrong on what you're talking about, but I'm not wrong on what I'm talking about. And in fact, dude, it's almost. I'm not even gonna go that route, but I know what I'm talking about, and it's a shame that I'm on this platform where I can't say that, but that's fine. That's fine.
Is the first word start with an N?
No. Unless
oh man, hold on. I hope I like this because this was funny as hell. Let me go to my profile. This was great. Speaking of which, don't know if you're interested. Special K33. I'm okay Black Angus. Would love to move somewhere else.
He says
but
I'm in
cheap.
okay. He's in.
Oh, you're in Oh, yeah. What part? I'm from
Dang, dude.
Southeast. I'm from like the Durant, Ada, McAllister
Calling me
area.
stupid.
Well, no, I'm reading is like, I'm okay, Black Angus. Lol.
Well, I saw first. I was like, wait, that says in okay. We just talked about location.
We're all a little.
I don't know if you're a
dumb
comics
here,
guy
okay?
or not, but if you're interested, I don't know if you see my Meth Gator promo, like in my intros and stuff, some of my streams. I'm trying to make Meth Gator. I do the overtime I can, but it's just going to take forever to actually afford.
Never
so you're
happening.
So you're from Oklahoma City area. Okay, so you're like Central Oklahoma. But yeah, if you're interested, or if you know people that would want to, I put the link in the description. It's GoFundMe. My channel's not monetized. I'm doing the work trying to get my watch time up to get remonetized. So if you're interested or know people that want to support me, like a tip jar, any money I'd make would go to making Meth Gators. So that is available for you if you want to support me. Not whatever. You don't have to. Enjoy your time. In the
Bro,
chat.
I'm telling
regardless.
everyone to avoid this show, especially if you have people like me on.
What?
It's a joke,
to
dude. It's a
stab
freaking
me?
joke, dude. Come on.
Oh, is it?
I'm just saying. Maybe I'm not the best guest to have on the show because I feel
I'm
so
just saying.
lost. I feel so lost on everything you guys are talking about, and I'm trying my best.
Well, hey, that's why I love educating you. Like I've just informed you about the.
I don't feel any smarter.
The obstetrics concerns of the Joker.
I wouldn't call it educating.
Well, knowing more things doesn't make you more intelligent.
Well, no, exactly, 100%.
But knowing less things definitely makes you more unintelligent.
I think it depends if you. I think it depends on what you know, though. We'll see.
It's definitely a point of overload. And I
know how to hunt, know how to do a couple things. That's all you need. Somebody else can know more and do quite more stupid.
Who impregnated the Joker?
It was a Clayman. I think it was Clayman or something. I think
Clayman?
I assume because
or was it like a virgin birth?
I assume because of the stuff he spewed out was all muddy looking. So then he formed.
That's actually an interesting assumption there, Ricky. I don't think anyone actually put enough analysis into actually decoding.
Well, I'm the one asking the question. Everyone else is just like Joker's pregnant. I'm the one who asked the question. Who banged him?
Well, yeah, I just assume based on the color of the vomit, it's Clayface or whatever. He can because he shapeshifts into Joker, and who else shapeshifts in DC that would look like a blobby shape? That's my guess. My educated guess based on what little I know about DC.
And the whole thing is just—is this an official DC comic? Like,
hey, no, it's real.
It says like an Ashi, right? Or
no, well, no, there's a real story, and then this is like the 4-page throwaway stuff after the main storyline. But it has its own continuation. I'm trying to find which run of Joker this is. Let me look this up again. Pregnant Joker.
Not for it.
Joker swallows some mud, gets a curse put on him by Zatanna, and then wakes up. Oh yeah, so he's in love with Zatanna. Tries to come on to her, she rejects him, does some spell, and then he wakes up with a distended belly. This leads one of his henchmen to note that he's maybe pregnant, which spurs him to track down the not an actual Dr. Supervillain, Dr. Phosphorus.
It was literally the worst story ever written.
No, that's Ison.
I don't know anything about that.
There's plenty of worse stories.
When did everyone turn on Eric July?
Most people haven't. They're just shilling for dog shit is the problem.
Okay, I didn't know. I haven't followed him in 2 years. I don't follow that anymore. I just thought people liked that. Like everyone was all about the Isom stuff.
Oh, I love it because it's so bad.
Like they want to support the thing, and I mean, I want his stuff to do well, but I read Isom as well, and I don't think it's a very good book.
No. I mean,
not many people will say it. It's a thing.
Well, okay, hold on. Good reads.
I don't know. I don't do it. I just didn't know, like, everyone was all like, "Oh, this is the stuff," you know, support independent creators.
Right, but it's like, what do they say about the actual contents of the book?
But is it not? Is it worse even than what DC is putting out with Pregnant Joker?
Yes.
It is.
Like, that's funny. It's stupid.
Well, it's more like edgy.
I would say it's wacky. It's in the realm of like the reason I mentioned Foghorn Leghorn because there's a plot where the chicken hawk
who's the black
is
man
trying to get a chicken, and so he's after Foghorn, and then he tries to pick up Foghorn, and he's like, "Well, what are you doing down there, boy?" He's like, "Well, I am a chicken hawk, and you're a chicken." He's like, "Chicken? No, chicken's got long black fur and pointy ears." And so then he points over to Sylvester, and so then Chicken Hawk gets in a little egg that Foghorn gives him. He screws himself in there. And then Chicken Hawk, with his little legs popped through, runs under and pops under Sylvester. And Sylvester's like, "Whoa!" And then he like looks under his ass. He's like, "Huh?" And then he goes, he's like, "Oh, I'm a mother." So that's why I laugh at that, because it was like, that was actually a recent thing at the time this came out that I saw this. But also, it's like, well, that's like a trans joke, but no one was triggered by that. You know what I mean?
What color were the feathers of the chicken hawk?
Chicken hawk's brown. He gets in an egg. He's told Sylvester's a chicken, so he runs under him.
I'm pretty sure he said black.
Yeah.
Yeah, my point proven.
All right, so this is. I was looking. I was just having to look up some comics, and I was reading like the synopsis or the Goodreads reviews of them on Goodreads. And I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm just not going to actually read this series. It's short anyway, so whatever. Then I'm like, I wonder if anyone's done ISO on this platform. And they have. And this will, I think, show you why it's not a good book, because even the 5-star reviews are, here's a 5-star review. One of the best comics in years. This book did not disappoint. Great world building, great characters. This book is miles better than the garbage coming out of DC Marvel in the last 5 years. Rippaverse Comics is here to stay. We'll be eagerly waiting for ISOM 2 and other Rippaverse. This was a great start. Absolutely love this comic. I was hooked from the beginning, and I am stoked for the second book. 4-star. Overall, this is a milder, gentler comic than I was expecting. Sure, there's some action, fighting, use of superpowers, but most of it seems dedicated to a street-level figure who's dealing with a very personal struggle. It's clearly building to something, and I'm happy to be along for the ride, but I'm not sure what the focus will be. Avery's personal journey out of the shadows to help a family friend, or the superheroics going on in the background. I'm cool either way, but I'd like to know in advance. Also, that final chapter was definitely intriguing and a nod to July's love of metal, introducing arguably the far more compelling mixed-race magical heavy metal band Norfolka. What a stupid fucking name. Who appear to be immortal gods masquerading as musicians. Here's a 2-star. I really wanted to like this, but ultimately I just found it to be okay. The story, setting, and characters are all very generic. The dialogue is clumsy and flat. All the characters speak like Eric July, using his cadence and vocabulary. I found myself uninterested and bored. I get they are trying to be mysterious, but things end up being so vague that the story feels empty. I know nothing about the main character or why I should care about him. Overall, this is a nice effort, but the inexperience of July's writing made it for a tedious read. I will get the next issue because I want to support July and I appreciate what he's trying to accomplish. Plus, I recognize the first issue of any new series might not be a good representation of what is to come. But as you see, most of these 5-star reviews don't actually mention anything in depth about, well, that was cool. I love that character. It's just vague, talking around. It's a comic. And
that could be about any comic.
Yeah,
we both read it. Yes.
Okay.
Awful.
Yeah.
Like, legitimately. Awful. I only love this book for how bad it, like, you know how people love The Room or like Evil Dead or some like dog shit thing?
Hey, get out of here with the Evil Dead shit, okay?
I hate Evil Dead. I like the remake Evil Dead.
No, you don't like Ghostbusters either, so your opinion doesn't matter.
I hate Ghostbusters.
Yeah, your opinion doesn't matter. But go ahead. It's your show.
Honestly, one of the big problems with Ghostbusters is like it doesn't feel focused.
I'm not here for that argument. I want to hear why you don't like, because that
What
doesn't
is
even,
this?
it doesn't, your argument against Ghostbusters does not matter to me.
But you brought up Ghostbusters. What are you talking about?
No, I was just saying he doesn't, his opinion on things don't matter because he doesn't like Ghostbusters.
Then why are you asking for his opinion on Ice?
Because I want to
It's
get
going in a circle that doesn't make any
first
sense.
and foremost, this is his show. So, I mean, he can have his opinion on whatever he wants on his show. I'm just questioning his opinions. And Rookie, I've heard you argue with him about Ghostbusters. Don't act like that. All right?
Well, no, he doesn't like
I
it
agree
either.
with him. I don't
You
like
agree?
Ghostbusters either.
Well, there was
I don't
someone
like
who was
Ghostbusters
disagreeing.
either.
No, I thought I heard
Probably
you.
proper Jeremy.
I
or
just feel like
someone.
I'm being completely teamed up on right now, and it sucks.
I didn't expect
I
this
feel
to
like
be
I'm
a team up. I
completely
felt Ricky was just
out
going to
of-
sit out.
Oh, I'm just a fish out of water on this show, basically. I have no clue what you guys
No,
are
you're
talking
totally in
about.
our realm.
No, I have no clue what you guys are talking about at all.
Yeah, well, we catch you up, and then you can comment.
I know, but I'm so far behind that you guys are like, you guys, Hoff's a freaking idiot. Like,
all
but
right,
I'm not.
well, let me
I'm not,
explain- let
I'm
me-
not
let me
stupid.
explain
It makes me
ISOM
look
to you.
really stupid on this
No,
show.
I'm not trying to be
Whenever I have
stupid.
no idea what's going on with this stuff.
Let
I'm like,
me
well, I
try
don't know
to
what you guys
explain.
like. I thought you guys liked Isom. No, you guys hating on it, which is weird
Yeah.
because I don't think that's. I mean, I wouldn't do that, but hey, it's your show.
Here's
Go
the
ahead.
thing. Here's the thing. If it was just comic book and people were like, I really like this crappy character in the crappy world, and like, whatever. People like crappy movies. It's whatever. But there's, and you see it in the comments where people will be like, not in this specifically, but in like a Twitter and YouTube on his channel, people are like, I don't even read comics and I back number 2. Woo, you're winning. And it's like, how is that helping comics? How is that changing anything? Because like you're a non-player in the realm as a customer. Like your voice literally doesn't matter because you don't even care about the media. You're just backing it as YouTuber merch, and that's the problem. The success of this book and the second book thus far, it appears, is not for the art form. Like EVS, there is definitely a politically charged motivation to stick it to the industry for their one-sided narrative that you're allowed to have. And that's why he's out of the industry of mainstream. But he made a legitimate comic book that's trying to world build, He's making, he's legitimately trying to be like impartial creator with his product. His product does not deride you for being a leftist or Republican. It's a neutral book that can have politics in it that I don't think would be one-sided.
But I thought you didn't like Cyberfrog either. Is what you?
No, I
told
love
me.
Cyberfrog. I love the first one. Second one is a disappointment.
There we go. Okay, so you're confusing me on some stuff. All right, fair enough. Okay.
All right, so
Because
I saw.
I know you told me you didn't like Cyberfrog. You
No, I
were done with
love.
it.
I love the first one.
Okay. All right. I'm just getting mixed signals.
Trying to explain ISOM to you without showing you because piracy will get copyright or struck down.
Why
by all
would you
these
want to tell
weirdos.
me more about this if it's so bad?
I'm explaining my
I mean, you
ill
just
will.
say,
towards
okay, go ahead.
So he is like a street level like Luke Cage character, all right? And he has quit being a superhero for the city. He lives out in the country, all right? And he's got a ranch. Now, in the sell pitch for like the page, like back this book, this is ISOM's like synopsis. They mention he's a rancher, all right? That's like one detail, all right? And the book starts 2 weeks earlier, and then it never gives you an understanding of now we're in the present. So that's just bad. There's no reason you would need to like disorient us like that. that could just be the start. So it's already like amateur or below amateur. But regardless, he's quit being a superhero. He's a jaded superhero that's hung up his cape. All right. And then his sister calls him and be like, hey, this intern I got is missing. I think she's in bad business with this possible criminal black kingpin, essentially. And he's like, I don't give a fuck. But it's like, well, the daughter is related to some old church lady that you wouldn't want to piss off her memory. So that is his motivation, is to not piss off the memory of the old church lady. Not that he actually cares to be a hero at all if she's in bad dealings. Because they hint that like she could be being trafficked in some way.
Well, they have the villain Darian say some of the things that I do is legal, and then some things I do is not so legal. It's pretty much his dialogue.
Yeah. And so he's going to find her. He is told to get the hell out, and security's going to escort him out. And so he's like, no, you're going to listen. And so then he instigates the assault. So they kick his ass and throw him out of the club. All right. Then he also gets thrown into a Captain Marvel lady, and she's like, you're with them. He's like, with who? And then she picks him up thinking he's not super powered and throws him into a fucking car on the ground. And so then he goes to the hospital, and then the doctors are commenting like, well, he should be dead from that. He's probably an accept. It's like, well, we did a blood test and he shows no signs of being a superhero. And it's like, we'll have to do more in-depth tests. And it's like, okay, so he's supposed to be like a chosen one. They never explain that. And then you continue. He's got to get new clothes, and his sister picks him up, and he starts investigating the club, trying to find a way in. And then like he fights them again for no reason. He even says to the bitches and hoes in the club, I'll fuck all of you up if you don't get out of here. And he is the instigator of crime and assault. And then he accidentally walks across the lady he's looking for, which is like, all right, coincidences happen, whatever. But then he puts his hands on her. She doesn't seem to know who the hell he is. And she's like, get away from me. And then the henchmen are like, hey, you're assaulting the lady. And so then it's like, you're assaulting me. So now I'm going to fight you. And it's horrible. And then you know how in superhero films, like there's a progression of like the character finds out his powers. He goes through some turmoil trying to figure out how to use them. And then he's like, all right, I'm in control. Now I'm going to make a super suit. And it's like, this is like for this chapter, my high point. I have mastered my first phase craft. I am Spider-Man. I can climb on walls. I can shoot web. Now I am Spider-Man. I have my suit. This film, or this book, he goes to the tailor, who seems very confrontational with them to start and saying like, well, if you try anything, we'll kill you. And he's like, oh yeah, I do have your suit. Here you go. And it's like, Isom has this suit. And it's like, what? Also, he has no mask. So why wouldn't anyone in the city he's been a superhero for without a mask not know who he is? Just all sorts of problems. And then the next book is essentially a prequel to explain why he quit being a superhero. And it seems like it's going to be this huge, like Green Lantern level of type of conflicts. And you have no sense of that from the first book, that there's a huge world. Like they introduced this god immortal Norfolka band that's like gods in hiding or some shit with their like seductive music powers or something, but that's about it.
It's like an credit kind of thing.
It's so scatterbrained. It's a first draft. It's bad. You're muted, Hoff.
Good. I said, I'm sorry I asked.
This is why I hate it, because it's like it's made so much money, not for its merit, but for shills of a YouTuber, and shills continue to like blind themselves like it's so good because it's not woke. And that's the problem, is like you can have this book is so limp dick because it's selling itself like we're apolitical, we're not going to shove narratives down your throat. It's like, well, like he has a ranch and they hire new help, and then the lead ranch hand like has a heart to heart to some degree with the new guy about the value of working the land and shit. And it's like, this would have been perfect if Isom did this, so we start understanding his mental state, especially being an ex-superhero.
How many pages is this?
It's 100 pages, and it's like makes no sense. You get nothing of merit from it.
There's points where... Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, if this was like 20 pages, that'd be way too much. And then you tell me it's...
I wouldn't be crapping on if it was 20 pages. I'd be like, whatever. It's literally 4 issues worth of a comic.
That's
of a standard
insane.
comic. It's 4 issues worth.
There's a point where he's fighting a villain who's like, "Hey, we're called Excepts. I don't like that we're called Excepts and whatever. I don't even know why I brought it up." He's like, "Yeah, why'd you bring that up? I don't know. Let's fight."
Okay. They do horrible exposition. Like so he's got to investigate this kingpin guy. He is the lead to find out where this girl is. He might be trafficking her or whatever, holding her against her will. That is the question in the air to start all this. So he goes there, and for no reason, the bad guy starts monologuing to him about their relationship in high school.
He just goes, you used to be very successful, and you had things going quite well for you. I was quite poor. You turned out to not do much with your life. I turned out to do things with my life. It's just like, why? What? Okay.
Yeah, you would say this to your henchman about the guy.
All right. You know, I'd rather read about the Joker getting pregnant at this point.
Exactly.
You got me.
Last thing is the best line in the whole thing, where he's gonna fight some guy. He comes back to fight some guy, and he says, "You know, when I came here, I came with respect, and then I was disrespected, and that cannot be tolerated."
Oh, jeez, dude.
Like, that's our favorite line.
Yeah, the whole drive of this character is not heroism, which could be fine. Like Kratos is an anti-hero. He's out for himself because he's been screwed over by the gods, being a demigod, a son of Zeus. You know, it's like, so like you're not confused of why he's an asshole, why he fucks people over that help him for his mission, like Gaia in God of War 3. She's helping him assault Olympus, and then he's like, well, fuck you too, and kills her. You know, it's like, but it's Kratos. And then you get the new God of War where it's like, okay, Kratos is actually trying to like kind of change his perspective. He's got Loki, the son, to care about now. So like, you know, you have a shift in his resolve and his motivation. This book is like, okay, it could be fine if he's like an anti-hero. He's like Venom or something like that, or whatever, out for himself. Everyone screws him. But you get no sense of that. And it's so muddled, so confused. And then it's like, now the book 2 is like going backwards, like, oh, here's all this awesome crap. And it's like, this makes no sense for the world you've just made.
He's like going to clubs and stuff. Like,
he's basically like, when he goes to the club, he's like, if anybody in here is still in here, I'm not responsible for if I beat the crap out of you, basically.
And it's like, you are the invader. We're just having a good time.
It counts as a warning for the people just enjoying themselves. Like,
what a piece of shit. Like,
man, the ultimate Debbie Downer.
I think we're supposed to imply that they're all bad guys, because he says some things we do are legal, and then some things are not legal. Like, that's the end.
But it's like, yeah, everything so far from his choice of perspective is like, he's the bad guy in the story.
What do you think the main focus of this? What do you think the main thing that they're trying to project with this is? Or is
respect?
It just respect.
It's
I mean, it's not earning that.
Well, because July has said apparently that he used to like gangbang or be a hooligan, be some sort of street thug until I guess he got libertarianism or something. I don't know. But so that's where I think he's coming from. And honestly, like, you know, it's like, yeah, detractors will say, oh, it's just self-insert, and people will deflect that. But it's like, no, honestly, you watch his videos and then you read this comic, and it's like every character sounds like a shade of him.
Dude, it's hard to believe that Eric July would ever be a gangbanger. I don't know. I don't know anything about the guy. It's just hard to believe that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he said that on streams.
Especially if he's writing comics like this, and he's, I mean, I'm not here to talk about anyone. I don't know enough about him. I'm just saying that's hard to believe. That's all I'm saying. You know, that's it.
It would make sense with the dialogue he chose for.
It's like RoboCop walking in, get out.
Well, okay, so it's very disappointing.
Your move, creep.
Because not just because of the monetary success it had, he has put a lot of effort in some ways in this book, but the writing is definitely not one of them thus far. And it's disappointing because, you know, I've watched him for some years and I've seen some of his comic reviews or his commentary in depth, not just saying, haha, woke, but he'll talk about in depth, like, well, you know, they're doing tokenization, but they already have black characters that they could be promoting and they don't. And they just tokenize because they're just riding the coattails of a template instead of putting the work in, you know. So it's like he's got valuable commentary.
That's what I thought it was supposed to be, was like an original black character.
It is, but it's essentially a Luke Cage ripoff with a black Kingpin ripoff, or you could say Cottonmouth.
Well, now we're part of the problem instead of part of the solution. We're so sick of remakes, but we don't give this any credit. Granted, it might be bad.
Well, no, it's like the template is there. You can't help but notice it. Like and that's okay. It's okay to be like, oh, here's Captain Marvel. Here's Kingpin. Here's
it's hard to be entirely original when most things have been done already.
Yeah, I know. No, it's like I was driving. I'm like, ooh, what if someone had the power of like plants? I'm like, damn it, that's poison ivy.
It's like Investigator alone is like people will make comparisons to the Thing probably, or to the Killer Croc. Obviously, they'll make
people see my character and they think Killer Croc, and it's like, oh man, I'm doing nothing like that.
I mean, okay, there is an argument to be made that everything's been done, but I also think that you can also refine things, and I don't think we're doing things any better than we've been doing in this. And right now, what we're doing,
the thing.
I don't think we're doing any better than what we've done previously.
People are saying that this is. I gotta point this out to the chat. Special K. Says
Special K.
Go back to the Crazy Lady video. Haha, what a garbage comic. Thanks for letting me know to dodge that one. Yeah, you got to pay $50 to get this comic. Not worth it. Not worth it. I would say go to the comic store and buy 10 new comics. Probably half of them be serviceable or better, or you could spend $50 on dollar back issues in a big long box. Yeah, well, it's like definitely get your money's worth.
I have number 2. I don't have any lights on, so you can't really see it very well. I have number 2. I will read it and I'll see how it is. I think that number 2 looks like it looks cooler visually by comparison to number 1. So I'm hoping that it's better.
It was horrible, but you bought number 2?
He didn't read number 1 before he bought 2.
Yeah, I read number 1 after I bought 2.
Okay, fair enough. I was just gonna say,
but plus, sometimes I like to look at the stuff whether they're good or bad. I'm kind of that way with movies too. I look at some bad things so I can learn what not to do sometimes. So it helps. It helps them.
No, I think this is the great. And that's the thing too. Is all right. It's a really bad comic, but it's a first time, so whatever.
I was going to mention that earlier, by the way.
Given the response back to any criticism, is definitely double my resolve against this book, because it's become like The Last Jedi and he is Rian Johnson, where you criticize like, no, my book makes complete sense. Like someone's like, well, what are his powers? And then he's like, did you not see he like hit a wall? And it's like, what does that tell me though? Because like that's important. Like, okay, here's an example.
No, I get what you're saying.
Miles Morales. All right, in the first 3-volume run of in the first volume of Miles Morales in like 2010 or whatever, Bendis made him. He's a Spider-Man, he is a spider person. He's got spider powers, but then they start adding little differences. Like he has this like shock ability from a certain spider, and also he can like camo invisible himself, but he can't control it. So that's like, and they do that in the movie where it's like, oh, well, I don't know how I'm doing it. Whoa, what's going on? And so it's like he's not in control fully. And this is something he's got to progress through. They give you little deviations to the template of Spider-Man, but also it makes complications. This book is like, I have no idea what his power set is. So when he hits a wall, I don't know if that's supposed to break his neck, because he's already fallen into a car from like, let's say 2-3 stories or more. Didn't kill him.
Like, so that he can't fly. That he's durable to a degree, but so far it's not.
But then the cops come later. When he fights someone, throws him in a wall after he's been thrown into a wall, and the cops come and he's like, oh crap, and runs away. And it's like, well, why'd you run away from cops? Is it because you're afraid like they can hurt you, or that they have except powered weapons to hurt you, or are you just avoiding the cops?
I mean, Angus, come on, tell me what you do when you hear a siren.
What?
What do you do when you hear a siren?
What do you do?
Me, I'm like, crap, I'm getting a ticket.
A lot of it is like small improvements we think would be made, but he kind of makes it come off as if there is no improvements needed at all. And it's like, well, like, how do you, so none of the books are going to improve in quality. They're all going to be the same quality as number 1.
Rian Johnson.
It's implied that there's no way it can get better. And it's like, I just don't understand. Well, as I learn about things, I make a lot of mistakes all the time. There's things I didn't see that could have been better, even if I thought it was great. Like, I mean, that.
Well, Rookie, do you think that this is like a form of arrogance or a form of negligence?
I kind of maybe both.
Or ignorance, like that's the question. Do you think that like it's just completely blind?
I don't think he wants to admit that he did anything wrong because that makes you look weak or something. Is what I would guess based on.
They won't respect me.
Because otherwise, I think he'd at least say like you know, because at least I would want him to almost promote his next books. Like if you thought that ISOM 1 was good, you know, just wait until I learned some things when doing that one, and now ISOM 2 is going to be even better because I learned. I don't get that from him with that, unfortunately. Which that would be more like encouraging if he like showed that he's improving as he's going, but he's already acting like he's like at the top of the game. And it's like, well, so where do you go from there? What do you mean? And if this is the interpretation of that, it's harder to kind of get behind entirely.
Well, personally, I don't like the whole thing where, like, you don't develop something, but you also take too much time to do it, which is what I'm seeing from this. It seems like it's so convoluted and so non-directional that, like, it wants to be something bigger than it actually is. And what it's become is a convoluted mess. And I haven't read any of it. I don't know anything about it. But from what you guys have told me, it's basically someone trying to do everything at once and getting nothing done. It's from what I'm getting from it.
Yeah, like he has a lot. He obviously has a lot that he wants to accomplish with it, which we think is kind of good with what he wants to do. But it's just like a couple tweaks here and there would turn it into a far more interesting story, we think. But, you know, that's what we can do. We can do. Yeah,
you should hire you guys for that.
but it's like that's the thing. He's got like he'd comment.
He's got a bunch of yes men.
He'd say that I've got writers that have been professional, so why would I listen to you? I'd listen to these guys. And it's like, well, all right, but if you're paying them, how
wasting money.
How honest is is their feedback? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, like I think the prequels are amazing. I only have nitpicks about them.
You talking about Star Wars?
You watch. What's that?
Prequels of what?
Star Wars.
Okay, that's why. Okay, I was asking.
Yeah, I love them. That's like almost all the merch I own is the prequels. But I watch special features, especially Episode 1, and it's very clear that Lucas probably should have heeded some whatever concerns, or more than likely maybe just briefly started, and then they're like, oh, well, it's George. He's going to do what he wants, whatever. It seems like there's a lot of yes-mening, like when he talks about, oh, then we'll finally see Yoda with the lightsaber, which is like, that sounds cool, but it's all about delivery. And I totally get why people can, I'm fine with it, but I totally get why people could be taken aback by seeing crippled Yoda hobbling around, and all of a sudden he's like, with the lightsaber. It's jarring, aesthetically.
Jarring.
And it seems like he had a bunch of yes men that just didn't know how to tell him no or to speak up about certain little things that would be tweaked. I love Star Wars. I'd be like, whoa, George, like,
okay,
this is your vision.
Let me tell you though, I work at a job where I know the hierarchy of it. So I know when to keep my head down and not try to go over someone else's head. And you're talking about George Lucas? And say, okay, George Lucas made the Star Wars 1975, whatever.
77 was saved by his wife.
And so in 1999, you're going to try to tell George Lucas what to do? You're going to try to tell him not to do
what am I there for?
No, hold on. What if he did worse things? Like, what if he's like, I'm going to have a unicorn come in and he's going to take a poop on Anakin's
You don't say a word.
Would you say you just let it happen?
Yes, I would let it happen. 100%. Yes.
They're going to say that they named him Darth Vader after some like turd hobo on Tatooine or something.
There's no way I would ever speak up to George Lucas.
Okay, well then we can't crap on any of these weirdos. We can't say anything then to Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy and company when they're in the same position. I was like, I can't speak up.
They know better than us,
I can't speak up to Kathleen Kennedy.
No,
I'll get fired. It's like, honestly, I appreciate people like Colin Trevorrow and David Lindelof and all these others that, for whatever reason, they've had their creative differences fired because they're like, well, I'm not doing that. This is what this story should be. And they're like, no, we want to do this thing. And it's like, well, we're at an impasse. You need that, and that's what happened with the first three Star Wars in various degrees. I would say Return of the Jedi the least. And that's why you get like the stupid fucking Ewoks.
No.
The worst thing in Star Wars.
No.
The story of the Ewoks is fine, but like them defeating the Empire is
Ewoks
retarded.
are awesome.
It was just to sell shit to kids to expand the audience, which is fine, but it would have been better if it was Wookiees or just people.
Well, the Wookiees got
Ewoks
their war in Revenge of the
undermine-
Sith, all right? They got their time in Revenge of the Sith, and they're not that cute.
Ewoks
Wookiees aren't as
undermine
cute
the
as
tone
Ewoks.
of the film.
Wookiees aren't as cute as Ewoks. That's just the fact.
Well, sure, but it's more
No, but
serious.
you could still make a Wookiee plushie, and I'm sure there's no difference between that and an Ewok plushie.
No,
You
but
still
I mean,
sell honestly, that would be better to kids because kids could still age up. It wouldn't be, well, this is fun when I'm 5, but now I'm 10, and that's gay.
Wow,
You
now
know?
I get to see a badass Bigfoot fight the Empire. Sweet.
Yeah, you got a Bigfoot dog. And you never age out of a Wookiee, but you age out of Ewoks.
well, I think the point of the Ewoks was something to be so tiny and so small and cute and cuddly, but you never know how much power it has inside.
Well,
it.
it was the
really
Viet
more
Cong,
against
it was
take over,
the
yes.
Indians.
It was
Exactly.
really more nature versus mechanic, though. So
Right,
Exactly.
but it's
You can
it's
build some
underwhelming when
logs.
it's children teddy bears versus the unstoppable Empire.
But it's what you can live out in the woods, tie some logs together, and trip a space
Chicken
robot.
walker.
Yeah, yeah. That's
but
basically
it's
what
like
they're saying.
when an Ewok hits a stormtrooper in the face with a stick, I don't think it'll do much. If a Wookiee hit a stormtrooper in the face with a stick, that's a little different story of poundage and strength and stuff. Well, that I would.
Dude, the
I would have.
Ewoks
I'd
had.
bet,
I'm sorry.
I'd bet one over the other. That's all I'm saying.
The Ewoks had the heads of stormtroopers on sticks.
Right, because that was
Like-
what they. That was supposed to be the. It was all supposed to be Wookiees.
They're
and like,
brutal.
nah,
They're
it's gonna be little
brutal,
bears.
too. Yeah, they're cute, but they're you
No,
know,
the Empire
they
should
also
never be
don't really
defeated by
show
Care
them do-
Bears.
not
Care Bears.
just-
Care Bears would be more of a challenge because they have
Han
like
Solo
superpowers.
helped. Han Solo helped. Luke Skywalker helped. You know, it wasn't just the Care Bears, and also Chewbacca did help. You know, he climbed
Honestly,
up into
Han
that
Solo
chicken
didn't do
walker.
much. He got fucking
He
held up at
planted a couple-
gunpoint at the
Yeah.
door.
He planted a couple.
Han
bombs.
Solo sucks.
He planted a couple bombs. You know,
He's only a general by name. He's no one.
he didn't even want to be in the movie. Okay, so whatever.
Han Solo's bullshit. I
Hey,
don't
no,
get the
get out
love of
town.
Han Solo.
Yeah, I know you. I know you're trying to get a rise out of me.
I'm not trying to get rise out. I legitimately, I'm
His
a dark
opinions often
sider.
do get rises though. That's true.
I'm a
His
dark
opinions do
sider,
get that.
so I have a bias. But like,
Yeah.
I also have the bias for what they gave me.
He doesn't like Leia even more.
Oh, I hate Leia. I do love Child Leia in Obi-Wan. She was a great actress. I thought they did well with her. That actually made me like Leia, and I hate that character, but they did well in that show.
No,
for a bad show.
That I heard that was the worst thing of all time. There was this
Yeah.
little child
And,
out
and I
running.
agree with you, Hoff.
Yeah, that was stupid,
I
but
didn't
everything
watch
else
it,
with
but
her was
I
good.
You know, I'm okay. Well, fair enough. I don't have enough knowledge on it, but for what I
She's
saw,
pretty believable. Like
be
her
thankful.
temperament,
Thankful
her
you don't have
resolve
knowledge on it. You don't need the knowledge on
within the confines of being a child, where it's like she wants to do great things, but she's a fucking kid, you know. And she has a beginning awareness of this overarching conflict in government, her role in it to be, but she's still a child. Like I
Yeah,
thought they
man.
did well with that element, but it was not necessary completely to write that way.
A lot of people said Luke Skywalker got the shaft because he got sent to a desert planet, and then Leia got sent to the paradise. But let's be honest, man. I'd rather go to the desert than be in her situation as a child, as a politician. F that, you know.
No, man, I would tax all the citizens, all the stupid plebes. You serve me.
Well, then what do you think? Then why did they send Luke out to the desert? What happened there? Like, why did one get royalty and the other get poverty?
Well, see, that's like, well, you're stuck with like, well, we already did these movies. We got to tie it together, so we got to throw him to the desert.
Well, and again, it's probably with the thing where they weren't siblings in the first film that they made, so then they made that official. So
I mean, I get that, but I mean, that's not the reasoning for the story. You're just telling me the reasoning for why they wrote
Well, no,
it
that's an element they had to work
but I'm saying
around.
That's when it's something that was already there.
But you're
then
not
they
telling me
add-
the reasoning for if we were talking about the fictional world right now. You're not telling me the reasoning why that one of the twins was sent to be a moisture farmer on a desert planet. With
Oh,
two
well,
sons,
I got
and
the
other was
perfect,
sent to
I got
be
the perfect
royalty.
explanation. It's because Anakin fucking hates sand. He hates Tatooine. That is a only a reminder of the death and rape of his mother, and
that's not an explanation.
No, the reason in the movies is basically that if they're
he would never go
separated-
back there.
No,
he would never think to
no,
leave.
I wasn't talking about Anakin. I was asking why.
I'm answering the question. In the movies, they pretty much make it clear that they should be separated. It's more like if one was discovered, the other one wouldn't be. That was kind of the concept. If they're separated, there's a better chance they'll both survive. That was kind of the idea.
No, I get that. I completely.
That's in the
understand
story.
that.
He's asking about the desert specifically.
But why would they
you shaft
screw?
Luke?
Well, yeah, why would you shaft Luke like that and give her everything?
That's literally like they decided that family was best and that he's not going to get training for a while, so that's where the family lived. So that's where they're going to go.
Yeah, his mother married into Baru's family.
Fair enough. The family.
And so there's
part, and that's why they brought
legacy
Jimmy Schmitz in for Bill.
Yeah, there's a legacy tie to Tatooine.
Still, dude, I would rather be in the desert than in the.
Screw that.
I'd rather be in the desert.
No.
Moisture farming, drinking blue milk.
Moisture farming, dealing with fucking Tusken Raiders raiding you, trying to murder you, possibly rape you.
Well, he could get a lizard up his nose, and then it's all good. So
no, you don't have to worry. Obi-Wan's watching after you. You know.
Well, your kid doesn't know that.
Well, I mean, but you're fine. You don't.
He's just going around life. Oh, there's that old hermit. It's weird.
Sometimes it's outside my window, but that's okay. That's old Ben Kenobi.
He's always staring at me with binoculars.
Ancient One says, imagine if Anakin Skywalker actually loved sand. If it was his big time joy in life, what would your reaction be?
No, I would see it as he conquers his fear of sand by like keeping sand always around or something, like to conquer the fear. Like instead of hiding from his fear, he embraces his fear.
Dude, dude, Mustafar shouldn't have been lava. It should have been quicksand.
Yep.
It should have been.
Like,
it should have been
quicksand.
the
dark side.
Well, all lava is highly heated grains of sand.
Yeah, basically. So you're not wrong. Okay, you're not wrong. Okay. So it's
Because
like the worst
when it
quicksand.
solidifies and erodes, it becomes sand.
It's the worst quicksand ever.
And actually, it is burning sand.
Hold on.
Not climbing back out of that.
You've never seen this video, have you, Hoff? Let me pull this up for you.
You're gonna do the
I have to pee.
Shut up! I will
watch it.
I think I put it. I did.
I don't like when you do that laugh.
What do you mean? Skipped Obi-Wan and that Rogue One spinoff. Either worth watching. Obi-Wan, definitely not. But so far, Andor, first episode, really liked. So far, afterward, I'm like,
So far, it's better than any Star Wars show so far, in my opinion. They're so bad that Andor seems fine.
Aesthetically, like the film work, great in Andor. Totally all the way through so far. I'm up to episode 4 now. But it's becoming a slog. It's really like, oh God, where are we going?
I cannot believe they made a show after that character.
Yeah, I think they should have had a different character.
I can't.
I will agree on that too.
They should have got Felicity Jones so we could see more.
Characters that are not him are more interesting in the show.
Black Angus, I agree. I'm all about a 2 through 80.
So this is my Star Wars Senate midterm campaign. Now I came up with this because at the time the midterms, I think 2018, were in discussion. So that's what inspired this. So here we go.
There's strife across the galaxy. Immigration is rampant and devaluing the Republic credit. The Outer Rim is now the Old West. The rich sit in their fancy opera houses standing on the backs of an enslaved galaxy. And guess who's there with them? Anakin Skywalker. Hi, I'm Al Umanari, and I'm running to represent Tatooine in the Senate for the first time in intergalactic history. I'm a veteran who proudly served in the Clone Wars and who stands for the intergalactic anthem. Skywalker's service records are sealed in the Jedi Temple and kept secret from the people. What's he hiding? Not only is he in bed with the rich and powerful, but what does Skywalker stand for? Black Lives Matters? Not to this guy. Integration? Not hardly. He's openly attacked our First Nations peoples. Don't even get me started on his views on droids' rights. Respecting women? Let him mansplain how he feels about that, if he's not assaulting them first. His expansionist endeavors have cost the galaxy trillions in middle-class tax dollars, with much more to come. But together, we can make a better tomorrow. I'll fight to revive the glass industry of Tatooine and get our citizens back to work. Anakin Skywalker doesn't feel the same. I'm Al Umanari, and I approve this message. This set is brought to you and paid for by the Glassmakers Union of Tatooine. We make sand grand.
Black Lives Matter. I think not.
So the Aluminari, I just looked up like Indian guys or something, and that I found multiple pictures of that guy. I'm like, well, that'll work for a Tatooine guy. Like,
Why didn't you use an accent?
An accent?
Yeah, an accent.
Oh, well, I pulled an ISOM.
When you use an accent, you know. That
well,
was
I couldn't
great.
pull off an Indian accent for that long.
I mean, I think you could.
I am Aluminari. No, it wouldn't have worked.
But I think it would have. But also, man,
Would have been great to get a voice cast, but I did this quick. It just came to me, and I'm like, ooh, midterms, Star Wars, bam. I'm going to smear Anakin Skywalker with a political ad.
I did, dude, it was a hit piece.
Yeah, it was.
It
I miss having these moments of inspiration like this. I really do miss it.
Let him mansplain what he thinks about that if he's not choking them first or abusing them.
Dude, that was a very dirty political ad.
What are you talking? It's paid for by the Glassmakers Union of Tatooine.
That's what
the
made me
common
laugh.
people paid for that ad.
Dude, that was the hardest I laughed in the videos when I saw these glass bottles.
Well, because I looked up like, all right, what would the industry of Tatooine be? It's like they have nothing but sand. That's how you make glass. That's the main ingredient. Like,
let's get back to work.
Jackpot.
And who doesn't want us to work? Him. I don't like sand.
bringing jobs back to Tatooine. We are putting blue milk into glass.
When Boba Fett takes over the thing, he should have reignited the glass making industry and political campaign going. That would have been great. He's got rival people trying to sell their water and other things. He's like, yeah, getting on my turf here, eh? You know, something.
Well, also I'm trying to figure out like what is an angle for the common folk, and I got on the track of like, well, what does Tatooine have? But jobs is always a selling point in these fucking ads of like, well, he doesn't like you having jobs. He said no to this bill that would bring you jobs. So it's like, fuck, the droids are on Geonosis, so I can't do that, and like, what's Anakin's from Tatooine, so you got all these ties.
It's like you'd say there's all these slaves, but no jobs or something.
Man,
you didn't do that aspect.
We're talking about ties and slaves, but before I came on tonight, you guys were talking about earlier about you can't sell the slave Leia stuff anymore.
Oh yeah. The reason I brought that up.
But you can't see. It's not even the Slave One anymore either from Boba Fett. It's just Boba Fett's starship.
They got rid of all the slaves. What the hell?
No, I know.
They should sell Slave Leia with Slave One as like a combo. No Boba Fett, just Leia with Slave One.
Yeah, put her in the carbonite and ship her off.
Exactly.
Slave Leia and the Slave
So this is from Vulture, a somewhat reputable, like not just told fake news.
Vulture.
Yeah.
That sounds shady.
What? What do you mean?
It's called Vulture.
Oh,
when was the last time you saw a vulture and you're like, oh, I'm glad to see that.
Ancient One. I have a second channel, Black Angus Archive. So just look up Black Angus Archive and you'll find that video. Because at the time when I was trying to get monetized, like that video was copyrighted for the music. and so I didn't know I was offloading certain videos that I thought might have been hindering me getting monetized at the time.
Hey, I'll be right back, okay? I gotta go to the restroom.
Black Angus Archive, ancient one. All right, let me present this. All right, in giving her a CGI cover-up, Disney will reportedly stop making Slave Leia toys. A week after Carrie Fisher warned Daisy Ridley, "Don't be a slave like I was," rumors have emerged that Slave Leia merchandise will be consigned to the metaphorical Starlight Pit. According to a Facebook posting from Marvel artist J. Scott Campbell, Disney, which owns both Marvel and Lucasfilm, is considering moving Slave Leia from the historical record like a scantily clad Leon Trotsky. Disney is already well on its way to wiping out the slave outfit from any future products, period, Campbell said. You will not see any future merchandising featuring the slave outfit ever again. Campbell also claimed that artists can't even draw Leia in a sexy pose at Marvel, let alone in that outfit, adding, "We also had a 3D Slave Leia statue killed at a major manufacturer because they will no longer be any Slave Leia merchandise. Now all you need for true intergalactic gender equality is for Princess Leia to make more than 73 credits for every dollar Luke Skywalker makes." Oh, there you go. J. Scott Campbell, which is ironic because I just J. Scott Campbell, the one I sent you, Ricky.
Yeah.
But this is the page. This is the statue we're investing in.
Right.
Play a slave. Yes, my slave Leia. Take this, Kathleen Kennedy. Am I still am I sharing this screen? Did you see Slave Leia?
Yeah.
All right, I'm back.
Essentially, the famous pinup artist J. Scott Campbell confirmed in 2015 that essentially Slave Leia is illegal at Disney.
Oh.
It all started with. Let me go back.
I'll be back in like a minute.
Okay.
I have something to offer the show. I'll be back.
Okie dokie. He's gonna put on a Slave Leia outfit.
He's gonna be like Star Wars Explained. So I guess this was a CGI cover-up they did for a different release of Return of the Jedi. That's the original poster.
Okay.
And then
They give her a blanket on the next one.
They just put her in the Hoth suit.
Mm.
Doesn't make sense because she's
Pretty
not a
dumb.
Hoth in that.
They could have just put her in the Endor outfit.
Right, they could have put her in the...
When she's in space after...
Or they could have put her either in her classic white suit or her white princess dress.
Or in her bounty hunter suit, honestly.
Well, Boosh, her Boosh suit.
Helmet. Yeah, without the helmet. Yeah.
Yeah, that character is called Boosh. I know this because I found statues. I had no idea it had its own name.
I'm just like, all right. Like the name of the Rancor Tamer. It's like, I wouldn't know who the fuck that is. The fat tubby guy. I don't know.
Boushh. Boosh was a male obese from Uba 4 who worked as a bounty hunter. Following his little-known demise at the hands... I've actually never looked into the history of Boosh. Following his little-known demise at the hands of the Black Sun Crime Syndicate, Princess Leia impersonated him in order to infiltrate Jabba's palace and free Han Solo.
Isn't it Boush? Is it Boosh or Boush?
I just say Boosh.
The mighty Boosh.
Boucher.
Hey, here, this is one that was discontinued. Look at this.
Yeah, they're not gonna continue. No, actually, no. That's Padme.
Yeah, this is the one with the nipples. The nipples.
Oh
are
yeah,
hanging
they
out.
they made a second one. Yeah.
Yeah, they made one without the nipples. Look how hard those nipples are.
I know.
You know, I didn't buy this.
I had that one
I bought
before.
this before the whole thing. You know, and it
Yeah.
was on clearance at Toys R Us for like $5, man. And I was
I've
like,
got
I
that
like
same
those.
one
I like those
with her arm
nipples.
extended.
And
Yeah,
she
I got her same
chains.
one with her arm extended. Yeah.
Chains just ready to just wrap me up.
Well, I was about to say they didn't discontinue the Padme Geonosis merchandise because they have a new statue from Gentle Giant of her in that scene. So,
Well, it's like
I'll
they'll
give her
do
my
that.
Gentle Giant.
We never called her Slave Padme. That's the problem, I think.
Right. Well, yeah. So
She's more of a prisoner than a slave.
Slave Leia merch is already
Except for
valuable.
execution, really. Like,
yeah, true.
So you can't really see it in my office, Special K, but by Mystique, I have a Slave Leia. I think it's by Greg Land. Let me pull it up really quick. I'll show you what it looks like. Slave Leia. Choking. Oh yeah, it's that one. All right, let me find it.
Dude, they're gonna do another re-release where all the scenes of Leia like that are cut from Star Wars.
Greg Horn is the artist. This is the piece I have.
Foghorn, Greg Horn.
Greg Horny. Foghorn, Greg Horn. That's a good.
So yeah, she's got tattoos. Says Rebel Scum.
Dude, that's right up your alley, Black Angus. That's so
Yeah.
up your alley. Yeah.
Yeah, I have it. Her tattoo says "Pet my Wookie," which I love a good Bush. Which is funny because she's named Bush. Bush Leia.
Man.
I love it.
Oh my gosh.
I love a good Wookie to pet.
Holy moly.
Wink, wink. But yeah, so Worky was unaware of this until today because we're co-investing in
Did it all for the Wookiee.
Statue. Or shit. Slave Leia sideshow. This is the statue we've co-invested in to hopefully make a profit. Everyone else is I got it for like 600 total.
I'm waiting until they make one life size, and then I'll invest.
Oh,
dude,
dude,
you gotta be the one. You gotta be the one to make it lifestyle.
There's an even better one.
A
than
sex
this,
doll, slave Leia, sex doll. Is what
There's
I'm
an even
talking
better
about.
one. This is by NYC. They're a more exclusive company.
Can you bang it?
I mean, you could come on it.
Well, I mean,
if you wish.
You can bat it against your wiener. But...
I need like a. Never mind. I'm not trying to get too gross here, but never mind.
Yeah, but Slave Leia merch is great. And as a trader, when you can find it on a steal,
it's funny that you're saying you're trading Slave Leia.
Yeah,
and you're
I have sold like 10 different Slave Leias.
You're trying to profit.
Honestly,
off of
I've sold like
Leia
3 Black Series
beauty.
Slave Leias. I've sold
Rookie
like 2
wins.
Kotobukiya.
Rookie wins.
Oh, yeah, it's like
This
he didn't
is-
even realize what he was doing. This bigot.
They're looking at
this is
prices.
the other one I've had before.
Sizing them
great.
up.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a great piece.
Taking out his stock of Slave Leia.
I want them white, well-bosomed,
He wants
and
to
brown
resell
haired.
them to make a profit.
He wants that. He wants that boosh.
I want that bush. I just have the Slave Leia Jabba Black Series figures. Yeah, yeah.
missed
Slave
out on
Leia
that.
Black Series, you can get probably $80 off of that.
I missed out on
Yeah.
that, dude. They had him at Kmart for fucking. Excuse my language. Excuse me. Friggin' like $12, dude. And it looks bad. It's not even a good looking figure. It's not a good body mold. But to this day, I wish I'd spent that money on that dang thing, dude.
Dude, you know what pissed me off? There's a couple. I've been pretty good at selling, but I've had a few misfires for stupid shit that have taught me. So this is why you got to be very specific with your pictures and your description on eBay, because in the wild,
Oh, yeah.
5-6 years ago, found a Captain Rex Clone Wars Black Series figure. This is when they first started changing to the red box, and it was brand new. I never opened it, and I sold it, and it's all good, hunky dory. Made like $50, spent like 25, so it was a great sell. And then he returns it. I'm like, fuck! I just spent that money because, like, why would he return it? It's exactly what I sold. I have no returns. There's no reason to return. But I guess as a manufacturer, they didn't put like his shoulder plate in the box, and so then it became this fucking argument with this guy saying, "Oh, you jipped me. You opened this and stole it." It's like, why would I take this one fucking thing?
Why? Yeah. Why would you take one shoulder plate?
If anything, you could probably sell her like, oh, there's a misprint or whatever. They fucked up this. You know, I have a Hela from Marvel Legends from the movie Thor Ragnarok. The Build-A-Figure is supposed to be Hulk, but the arm is like, I assume, Abomination. So someone put the wrong arm in the slot. And
you know what happened? This happens all the time because I'm on Reddit. I'm a piece of crap, I know. If you're on Reddit, you're a piece of crap, which I am. But no, what people do, dude, it's a huge scam, is they will buy a figure for like
Swap
20,
out a
20
piece.
and swap them out and then return
and
them.
then sell the Build-A-Figure.
Yeah,
I know of
well,
that.
I mean, not
but
just that, but they do different things with it. But, you know, and the unsuspecting Walmart worker has no clue.
But
they're doing.
more than likely, though, with that piece, because it wasn't even out long at that store. More than likely, that's actually just a fuck up from the store I got it at. Because
Well, yeah.
they were going off the shelf pretty quick. So it wasn't, I don't think people had time to just swap a piece out. And like, that's from the Build-A-Figure Abominations from a totally different set from like multiple years before. So
Angus, did you see how they're like, now they're like, you can't even see what you're buying anymore.
Yeah, they're changing that.
The boxes they don't have the plastic thing.
Yeah,
on it.
Hasbro already said they're going back to the plastic. They're trying to be more
Good,
eco-friendly.
that's dumb.
But the problem is you can't verify like the paint, and you also can't verify it's actually the character in the box, and you're subject to returns.
Or you don't even know if the eyes are going to be all wonky or something. You know, that's something you want to look at. You want to see the paint job. Exactly. I've had a couple of
Typically,
those.
Rookie. Like, I'm aware of these discussions, but I don't get into it because, like, I pretty much have everything I want toy-wise collectible, like, where it's like, this is just what I want it, I don't want to sell it, but I'm aware of this stuff, so I do look this over when I'm in the wild, but it's not like a big focus. I'm just like, oh, there's a thing, I think it'll be worth money. Like, I've bought a couple of Jurassic Park toys. Like, I got the Carnotaur, because I'm like, oh, the Carnotaur is such a cool toy, not a lot of them. I take a picture on eBay. Wow, there's only like 5 listings for this barcode, and they're all like $50. So it's like $20 or more profit if you just got to sit on it, you know. But so I'm a scalper to a minor degree. Like when I have time to go look, I'll scalp.
Angus, you know what I have for sale. You've seen it. I'm still trying to get rid of all that crap.
Oh yeah, I've been meaning to talk with you about like, hey, let's figure out a deal or something.
Yes.
Or plan or whatever.
I'm willing to make a deal with pretty much anybody.
But yeah, I appreciate you hanging out here, man. I didn't know we'd go so long. It was great. Good organic flow, tangents, incel, lizard, Spider-Man talk, Slave Leia.
Oofy
Doofy
theory.
Yeah. You gotta start digging into Incel Wiki, man. It is wild.
Well, I had a great time. Thank you guys for having me by, man. I can
hang out with you Monday if you're free.
I am working, but we'll maybe
working on a Monday. Oh yeah, you changed your phone.
Yeah, my schedule changed. My schedule changed. I'm now Sunday through Thursday. So that's
Sunday, damn it! I'm off Sunday and Monday this week, and you fucked me again.
Well, hey, Monday night, maybe we can like do a stream or something, dude.
What you said Sunday to what this week, or
I work Sunday through Thursday now.
Thursday.
That's what I work.
Okay, we'll figure out Friday or Saturday.
That's why I'm
Monday morning. I'm getting a new washer put in. So
nice.
Yeah,
nice.
I did a payment plan thing with Lowe's where it's like I pay like 20% on the top, which ain't bad compared to like they could have sent me with like a Rent-A-Center deal, which would have been like paying double.
let me know how the first batch comes out of those clothes.
Oh, I think it'd be good.
Yeah,
I'll show you the. Let me see. Let me pull up what I got actually.
Special says you can go to a real doll place and pay $5 to $6K and make it pretty close.
Oh yeah, yeah. I watched something about that. I watched a like sex doll documentary. It was interesting.
What's happening? That's happening. Like with the.
Yep. It's crazy.
Hold on. Let me.
Crazy.
What the hell is? It's not letting me. Come on.
It says, at my local Target and Walmart, someone buys WWE Marvel and swaps them constantly. Pretty funny that the dude has been doing it for years. Got to be the one guy, because his habits on, replacing are too close.
Dude, for years this guy has been getting away with it. He's like the plastic bandit.
He's called the Switcher.
The Switcher. and they can't ever pinpoint him, but he's out there at the Walmarts, and he's been doing it for years.
Catch the switcher someday.
He's on the lam.
He switches between Walmart and Target. That's why it's tough to see where he's at and when. When will he strike next? What will it be? When will Osama bin Hyman come out?
This is the last thing I'm going to say, and I'll shut up, okay? Because I know you're trying to wrap this up. But there's been a few times I've been to Walmart in the last couple of years, and you go down the toy aisle, and there's this guy I see, man. And he's wearing a big brown trench coat and a cowboy hat, and he's got a big beard, and he's going up and down them aisles looking for whatever he can get. And I see him all the time, man. I haven't seen him
looking
actually
for the children.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. That rookie, that's actually what my actual concern is. You kind of beat me to the punch, but it's the people you see in toy aisles sometimes. It's kind of wild. Like if I didn't know Angus and I saw him in a toy aisle, I'm pretty sure he'd be a predo.
Right, you'd be like, I have some concerns here. And I'm buying them for my son.
I'm just kidding, man. I love you, Angus. Love you, bro.
So this is the washer I got. Let's watch the video.
The Washinator.
Let's watch paint dry.
Yeah.
When your wash is done, keep your front load smelling fresh by activating the Ultra Fresh Vent system. It periodically rotates the basket, pulling fresh air into the washer and eliminating excess moisture. Key areas are treated with microban antimicrobial technology.
Hell yeah!
To prevent odor-causing bacteria growth, keeping your washer clean so you can shut the door. The first and only Ultra Fresh Vent system with odor block by GE Appliances.
Have your front area smelling fresh and clean.
Dude, that's
my front load will always smell fresh.
It's so bigoted too, man.
And I bought the white one, just so you know.
Okay, good.
No,
I think I got the white one.
It's bigoted. They're antimicrobial. Yeah. I'm pro-microbial. All right,
bastards.
I need that bacteria.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate this. Appreciate Special K, Anxious One. Next couple weeks we should have some guests planned. Vex Electronica next week. I have to confirm that she's still down. Didn't forget, but her. Then the next week we'll have John Delarose, comics aficionado. That'll be interesting because I've been told I'm a lookalike, and he laughed and agreed.
We agreed.
When I invited him, so it'll be interesting. I don't really know a lot about the guy, but interested to pick his brain, get some different perspectives. Both conservative, but clearly I'm a lot more liberal on things than this guy will be. So it should be some fun disagreements about whatever comes up, news stuff, and see you next week, possibly Tuesday as well. For comic stream, gotta confirm. If so, it'll be what is this guy? SPQR's Bizarre Adventure, or I can't remember what his name is, but the comic's called Judex. It's on Indiegogo. But yeah, thanks Hoff for coming on, having a fun time with you. Glad I could show you my smear campaign.
Yeah, it was a hit job. It was a hit piece.
Yeah, and go sub to Hoffcast. I'll add his channel in the description tomorrow. Talk to you later.